After all these years, we're still at it.
Incredible.
The cold, the wet, numbness and hunger. The road is still the road, leading to the next coast. The next cast.
That is freaking cool!
A string of plans and expectations, folding into the messiness of a life well lived.
People always say,
When the dust settles, that's when I'll make my move. Not you, though. The dust, that's where you live. You love the excitement, the energy, the grit. Because you know, without a shadow of a doubt, the dust may settle, but you never will. And neither do we. Join now.
Beautiful Miami Beach in Miami, Florida. For the second straight year, it is home to one of the biggest fitness festivals in the world. Welcome everybody to the U.S. Border Patrol's coverage of Gymreapers Wodapalooza. Thanks so much for being with us, everybody. I'm Sean Woodland with Chase Ingram. Bella Martin is the third member of our broadcast group. She will join us here in just a second. But Chase, Wodapalooza is one of those things on the CrossFit calendar that has become synonymous with fun and fitness.
Look, I'm going to flip it. Yeah, you put it all together, right? Because we're here, we're in Miami. It's the second year here, but this is, like you said, it's one of the biggest fitness festivals in the world, and it's to close out the open season and kick off the game season, but it's a home like no other.
Yeah, and you mentioned kicking things off, and that's exactly what we did here earlier when Dave Castro announced the third and final test of the 2026 Worldwide Open, and three of the top women in the world went head to head to head on the floor behind us. Olivia Kerstetter, Danielle Brandon, and Ariel Lowen throwing down, and just a diabolical challenge here.
Listen, if this is the first time you have seen this, we've got burpees over the bar, power cleans, burpees over the bar, and thrusters, and the weight gets heavier and heavier and heavier. And it started off, it's like, okay, this won't be too bad, and then it got a little worse, and then it got a little worse, but at the end of the day, it was Olivia Kerstetter that took it home.
288 total repetitions, and Olivia Kerstetter was only 3 shy of completing all of them inside the 16-minute time cap as she takes the heat between herself, Danielle Brandon, and Ariel Lowen. Your official results: 285 official reps for Olivia Kerstetter, Ariel Lowen with 277, and it was Danielle Brandon in third with 274. And for those of you that were not with us for the official announcement of 26.3, here's what it is, and it is awful.
I feel like this should come within a handwritten apology letter from Dave Castro, but this is what it is. 2 rounds for time, 12 reps down the board, burpees over the bar, power cleans, burpees and thrusters. The weight will increase from set to set to set, and I couldn't think of a better way. Honestly, if I had to do an open workout, Sean, I would do it here on the competition floor at Gymreapers Wodapalooza.
All right, what are your keys to success now that you've had some more time to kind of think this over after watching those 3 athletes go through it?
I'm going to look at the athletes, and I'm going to stick with the keys that I originally had for the individuals that are taking the test here this weekend, and you have to be disciplined in the burpee pace. Now, when we talk about that is not necessarily move as fast as you can or be as intense as possible. Is pick a pace you can do 144 burpees over the bar at a consistent pace. Don't try to win it in round 1 or you will regret it in round 3.
26.3 is the opening event of Gymreapers Wodapalooza. The elite women will be going first, and in lane 5 is Aileen Wurz, and she currently sits in 3rd place in the world in the Open. I mentioned Bella Martin as the 3rd member of our broadcast team. Now, earlier, she was backstage in the warm-up area debriefing with Ariel Lowen and got some intel here on 26.3. Bella?
Sean, it's not often that ladies at that level don't finish a workout, and it's even less often that these ladies have to redo the workout back to back. I caught up with Ariel. I saw right before she took on the heat, she yelled at her husband, "Smooth!" And that's what she tried to do. She said she got a little too excited, went a little bit too fast out the gate, but her tip to recommend for everybody would be going smooth the entire way, and go slower than you think you need to. None of the 3 ladies in this one finished it, so maybe she learned something from the last one, and maybe she'll go even smoother to finish it out this time.
I have never argued in my life to a coach who told me to go slower in an event before. So absolutely, yes, ma'am. I will start this very slow. And that goes along with the keys that we started with this particular event, is that you need to be disciplined in your burpee pace and don't try to win the first part of this. It is an absolute trap with the burpees over the bar, a 95 and 65-pound barbell with cleans and thrusters. It seems so simple, and it is, but that doesn't mean it's easy. The reps are gonna compound, the movement patterns are gonna compound, and the weight is gonna go up. This is a tough test to start off the weekend here at Gymreapers Wodapalooza.
First of two heats for the women. To kick us off here, the individual competition at Gymreapers Wodapalooza. Remember, the individuals will compete today and tomorrow, and then we hand things over to the teams of three, which is always a lot of fun. Opening heat is underway. Start with those 12 burpees over the 65-pound bar. And I was thinking, just go smooth. Just go smooth during this. That's like just relax during your root canal.
Yeah, well, I was going to use a different operation, but yes. Did I say 2? Better make it 3. When you look at did nobody watch the open announcement? This is a way too fast pace. Mariana Mesa, there are no extra points for finishing the first round faster than everyone. What are you doing? Slow down.
Athletes starting to finish up their first set of burpees, now into the first set of 12 cleans, and there is Mariana Meza.
Now, she made a name for herself at Wodapalooza over the years in the Latin America Cup, where she won multiple years and then qualified for the CrossFit Games for the first time. That said, is you need to understand what this event is going to do to you. This is a long event. This is a high volume. It's going to get worse because it gets heavier and the reps compound. You need to start slow.
48 reps will be the end of round number 1. Meza competed here last year in the LATAM Cup. In 2024, she took first in the LATAM Cup. And because there's been some weather in the area, there's rain on the floor, they've decided that the athletes will not progress down the floor. They're going to stay where they are just to keep things fair for everybody. As Meza is now in her set of thrusters to close out round number 1 of the 12 burpees, 12 cleans, 12 burpees, 12 thrusters. 65 pounds on the weight to start us off here. Ellie Turner currently sits in second place. She's down in lane number 9 on the right side of your screen. Starting to gain ground on Meza.
And I don't know, gloss over that too much. Ellie Turner is competing for the first time in a very, very long time. She made it to the CrossFit Games a few years ago and really has been sidelined with injuries, significant ones, mainly dealing with her back. And so to see her out on the competition floor is actually very inspirational to see her bounce back from that, now back into elite competition.
There's Turner in the long blue pants. She was last actually competed here in 2022 when she took sixth place overall in her last appearance at the Games, as you mentioned, Chase. 2023, she was 31st that year. And now she's challenging Meza for the lead here in this opening heat. And there is Meza, who is on to her second set of cleans at 65 pounds.
That's not going to last very long. And get those elbows around, girlfriend. But now, here's the thing with Ellie Turner, is that if you guys remember what one of her massive, I would say, skill sets was as a competitor, was her squat capacity. She showed that off in spades at the CrossFit Games in a wall ball event. I believe it was Hat Trick, where she really made a name for herself at the CrossFit Games. This is an event that could fit her skill set well because of the amount of thrusters that we have and the repetitiveness of the burpees and the cleans mixing up with those particular movements.
Jess Green, who was in lane 8, next to Ellie Turner, has moved into second place. I believe that's Astrid Tind in lane 3.
Astrid Tind in the background is probably, I think she is the tallest athlete in the field, and she might be the tallest male athlete of the men as well. And she made a name for herself last year at Wodapalooza, where she found herself in first place early on in the competition. So it's good to see Astrid back and see if she can build off that momentum she created for herself last year.
Ellie Turner and Meza, who's on your screen right now, are still battling for the lead. Green's in that fight as well. And Andra Moises, we saw her. She was in the foreground of that shot with Astrid Tind. Is now in fourth place. So Aileen Wurz, again, third place overall in the open, starting to gain ground as we are getting set to make the transition for our leaders into the second barbell.
Now, when you do this, and athletes at home will have to do the same thing as the athletes on the competition floor, is that you are required to change your own weight. Your coach can't do it for you. Your buddy can't do it for you. You are not allowed to touch the bar or the weights for your athlete taking on 26.3.
Well, neither Meza nor Turner changed the weight on their barbells. They'll go through this first set of 12, and they got to throw the weight on there, obviously, to start their first set of cleans. And Turner's going to the change plates now.
And you can do it any time you want, as long as you do it before, obviously, you do the barbell movement. And there's a lot of ways you can do it. You can do it right after you finish your last set of thrusters before you start your burpees. You can do it after your burpees before you start your clean. You can do it in the middle of your burpees. Do 6 burpees, load your barbell, do 6 burpees again.
And Turner's now on to her 75-pound cleans. 12 reps here, taking a break. Moises has moved ahead of Meza. Moises is down in lane number 4.
The lead change underway. Think Ellie Turner.
Moises making her second appearance here at Gymreapers Wodapalooza. Back in 2024, she finished 6th overall out of Estonia. Again, this is the opening event for the elite individuals here at Gymreapers Wodapalooza.
And it won't just be the individuals that are going to take this on, it'll be the teams as well. Everyone who is going to do this event on this competition floor is going to do it in a way that 26.3 is going to count for your score for the 2026 CrossFit Open. Not just with what happens on the competition floor, but Gymreapers Wodapalooza has an entire stage for anyone and everyone who walks in to Miami Beach this weekend to watch this competition can sign up and do 26.3, and it'll count for the competition.
And that's been one of the great things about this event is the crowd participation. You know, they used to have the gauntlet.
Yes.
And now this year they got the open. I wish kind of they bring back the gauntlet. I think I'd rather do that than this.
Yeah, unfortunately, they have the gauntlet outside. They also have 26.3, which in turn is actually its own gauntlet
Yeah,
to begin
exactly. Now, Moises is now your leader through 143 of the 288 total repetitions. So now halfway through this opening event, there's a 16-minute time cap. And remember, the first 3 women we saw go through this, Olivia Kerstetter, Ariel Lowen, and Danielle Brandon, none of them finished inside that time cap. Kerstetter got really close. She was only 3 reps away.
She got very close, and she is very good at high volume squatting. That's one of her strengths as an athlete, outside of just pure strength to begin with. But you have to look at this as a 16-minute AMRAP. Unless you're a squat freak like Colton Mertens and Miriam Von Rohr, which we saw what they could do with 246 wall ball shots in 26.1. You need to approach this with how am I going to set myself up the best when I get to that 3rd and final round when the bar goes up to 85 pounds for the women.
This is Moises' second and final set of cleans at 75 pounds. 192 reps is where she needs to get before she'll move on to the final barbell at 85 pounds.
Still impressive holding onto that barbell the entire time for all 12 reps.
The leaders were pretty tightly packed, but now Moises has started to separate herself from Green, Wurz, Meza, and Turner. Now Chevrier is also, Chevrier, pardon me, is in that battle for a spot inside the top 4. Now Meza, who's in the white top there in the middle of your screen, was out early and now 10 reps off the lead pace.
At 10 reps, what I'll still say is that she's holding strong for the position she's in at the moment, but I would say is she went out entirely too fast to start this up. You are not, no one is gonna win this event in the first set of the first round.
What did Admiral Akbar say?
It's, yeah, because for those of you that weren't beat up in high school, this is a Star Wars reference.
We had to get one in. It is a trap. That first barbell is pretty light. You're going to want to go faster than you need to on that. Moises continues to lead. She is now 7 reps away. As you take a look at Jess Green, who sits in second place, 8 reps back of Moises. Jess Green, this is her first time competing here at Gymreapers Wodapalooza. And Moises is now through her second barbell, and she will get to work loading her weight now to 85 pounds. She's doing that right now, so electing to take a break. She's behind the scoring ribbon there on the left side of your screen. You can see her now getting started on her burpees. This is her first set of 12 here on the final barbell.
The total volume of burpees, and you can think of it as like, hey, I know the thrusters are not going to be fun and maybe they'll be more difficult, but this is a burpee stamina programmed event. There's 144 total repetitions.
Don't say that out loud.
Well, you know, I'm sorry. I apologize, but if you guys are watching from home, but don't worry, Sean, we're not doing 144 burpees.
I don't.
Yeah, we don't have to worry about that. We're not finishing this workout. But in the event of that, look at the movement patterns that's being used here. You're pressing off the floor every single rep. You're jumping over the bar every single rep. What is that going to make harder? Thrusters. So make sure you don't make the burpees the hardest part of this, but at the same time, that will be where you will lose the most time. So as we said in the top of the show, is that stay consistent with your pace, one at which you could hold for 150 burpees in a row, not necessarily only 15.
Moist is continuing to lead, closing out her first set of cleans. And it's Jess Green who has separated herself from Wirtz for second place. And there's Aileen Wirtz, who came into this competition in third place overall in the Worldwide Open after really solid performances at 26.1 and at 26.2. And she's loading her barbell.
Nice of the judge to tell that you only actually loaded one side of your barbell.
Now on the burpees, a thing to remember here is that the standard is you just have to have both feet in the air at the same time at some point as you hop over it. You can do facing, you can do parallel. You just got to get over it with both feet in the air at some point.
The trick there is really to use as little energy as possible. So stay low on your burpees. Don't stand up all the way. Try not to actually jump hard, but that 1 foot to 1 foot lateral side hop over the bar.
Wirtz competed here last year as an individual, took 37th place overall. Moistus is starting to creep closer to that 288 rep mark, and she has about 4 minutes and 40 seconds before we hit the time cap.
Which is way more time than you would actually want at this point of the workout. You'd hope, you know, a 12-minute time cap sounds really nice right about now.
Moistus now with 48 reps remaining. This is her second set of burpees after her thrusters. And this will be open round number 2 for her, the final round at this barbell. So 12 burpees. After this, she goes back to the cleans.
She's staying low, hunched over. Being efficient here over fast is a key piece to just keep moving forward. It's a big attrition style event. A little bit like we saw in 26.1 with the wall ball shot volume, where it's a bit of a slogfest for a lot of athletes, but this is more of a slogfest in a mud pit. How much you got to grind through it.
First of 2 heats for the elite women, and now the sun's starting to come out. I mean, it has been steamy out here. It's been nice to get a little cloud cover, cools things off, but once that sun comes out, man, it gets hot.
A stark difference, and we saw the LATAM group take this on earlier in an absolute downpour. I'll take a downpour over a hot sun on the competition floor any day.
Oh, no question, especially in this workout. Moistus is now 26 reps away. Jess Green currently in second place, but Moistus has really separated herself from the pack. And it's been a pretty even pace for Moistus throughout this event. Less than 3 minutes to go before we hit the time cap. She's got a real good shot here.
That's the key. You think this is a race, but it is absolutely not. You just got to pick a pace that you think you can manage all the way through from start to finish. Taking breaks where you maybe don't want to, but you should. And a lot of that is at those earlier rounds with the lighter weights where you're the freshest, is you actually don't want to make it difficult. You want to give yourself enough energy to sustain the effort you're going to try to have for this third round.
Moistus is now just 12 thrusters away from finishing inside the 60-minute time cap, and she is right to work. Jess Green is getting set to close out her final set of burpees. And she'll get to work on her final set of thrusters at 85 pounds. Moises is now 3 reps away, looking to become the first athlete here in Miami to finish inside the time cap, and she's going to do it with plenty of time to spare. 14:12 for Moistes.
Wow. Take your time, pace it out early, set yourself up for success once the barbell gets the heaviest.
Jess Green is now your leader on the floor. She's on the right side of your screen, closest to the camera, going through her burpees. And she's got a realistic shot at getting in here. She's got now 2 burpees remaining and then 12 thrusters. 1 minute, 15 seconds before we hit the time cap here in this first of 2 heats for the elite women to kick us off at Gymreapers Wodapalooza. First of 2 days of competition for the individuals, and then of course this weekend it's the teams of 3 that have really become synonymous with this competition. Plenty of time now here for Jess Green. So it seems like these athletes were paying attention to what happened earlier today.
Hey, Green's got to look over her shoulder for Chevry.
Yeah, Chevry is now past Green. For second place, Chevry is now 1 rep away, and she's in. 15:22. Jess Green now at 15:27. As we have 3 women in Heat 1 finishing inside the time cap. Eileen Wers is now your leader on the floor, and she's really going to have to push the pace here with 20 seconds left before we hit that 16-minute time cap.
I don't want to hear another person say there's no benefit of going second than first. We just saw Moises not just finish this event in underneath the time cap that no one did in 26.3, but nearly 2 minutes faster than anyone in 26.3.
And this is one of those things where you ain't going to win it in round 1, but you can certainly lose it.
And that's not the case for every single event that's programmed, but for this one in particular, this one is so strategic when it comes to the way you need to approach that. Mariana Mesa right there, if anybody's watching, don't do what she did, which is go out like a bat out of hell in the first round. Pace it out, take your time, break more than you really want to.
Andra Moises becomes the first woman here in Miami to finish inside the 15-minute time cap, and she does it with plenty of time to spare. 14 minutes, 12 seconds. Get that score in now.
Another of the coolest things that's going on with 26.3 this weekend at Gymreapers Wodapalooza is that these scores will count. Normally, you have to be in a CrossFit affiliate for your scores to count, unless you want to provide a video with a judge and get that approved. That's the beauty of doing the CrossFit Open in a CrossFit affiliate. You can just sign up, do it, have a judge, have the score count. But here, for the first time, CrossFit has worked exclusively with Gymreapers Wodapalooza, and every score that's done here on site will officially count for the 2026 CrossFit Open.
The first of 2 heats is now done, and we will reset the floor for heat number 2. Here are your lane assignments. How about, Ariel Lowen is in lane 6.
30 seconds.
I think.
30 seconds.
No.
I mean, she can't be doing this again.
No.
I think they're going to give her a break.
I would say that score counts.
Yes.
Unless, for some sick, sadistic reason, Ariel Lowen would like to do it again.
But she's not out there. But Lucy Campbell is, and she is your current leader in the World Wide Open with just 6 total points.
Go.
And not just your current leader overall, your reigning and defending Wodapalooza champion from last year.
Your ladies on the floor, lane number 1.
Now, Lucy Campbell had a hell of a year in 2025, which you consider everything she went through. There was a time where she didn't even know if she was going to be able to compete again.
Well, she was, I mean, not just that what she thought, what she was told.
Right.
You were told by surgeons that you're going to fix a wrist issue that she suffered back in 2022, that she should never put weight on it again, or do a push-up or hold something in her hands again, and to come back and to be so resilient over 2 years, just hoping you could just work out again, let alone, like you said, have one of the best individual games in and out of seasons in the last 20 years.
Gymreapers Wodapalooza has been a pretty good setting for Lucy Campbell. As you mentioned, won it last year, and then her prior appearance before that was in 2022. 4th.
And that was setting her up for her first trip to the CrossFit Games that year, because traditionally Gymreapers Wodapalooza has always been in January before the Open kicks off year in and year out. This year, it's the 3rd week of the Open to close things out.
Still not a lot of separation here between the athletes in the second and final heat of 26.3 for the elite women. Again, the time to beat is Andra Moises at heat number 1 at 14 minutes and 12 seconds. And there's Danny Spiegel, who's chasing Campbell for the top spot right now in this heat. And Spiegel has been a fixture here at Gymreapers Wodapalooza. She's been here every year except 2021 when they didn't hold it because of the COVID pandemic. First appearance was in 2019. She took 5th place. Her best finish here in Miami, the second in 2023, is now Lucy Campbell, is into her second round of the movements at 65 pounds. So this is her opening set of burpees here in round number 2 of that opening barbell.
And as you saw, second place last year at the 2025 CrossFit Games. This year, Lucy has pretty much taken every distraction out of her training and out of season competition out of the fold. She's not doing WFP. She's only focused on the Open. She has her season set for it already. She's doubling down on the outside things of training to help improve things. And now with Tia Claire Toomey out of the way, because congratulations, not that she's waiting for the arrival of her second child, but Lucy, you can tell, she might not say it out loud, but she is solely focused on winning the 2026 CrossFit Games, and it's going to start here this weekend at Gymreapers Wodapalooza.
196 is the mark that Campbell needs to hit before she will change the weight on her barbell. See Lydia Fish there in lane 2 in the purple shorts going through her burpees. Next to her in lane 3 is Abby Doman. Doman just a couple reps behind Campbell for the lead right now.
You see the pace much different than we saw in heat number 1. It's steady burpees. You want to be quick to the ground. I don't want to say it's the easiest part of the burpee, because burpees are just terrible movements because you can always do one. But you don't want to lower yourself. You don't want to have that negative energy, and I don't mean vibes. I mean lowering yourself into a position of wasting time on the way down.
Doman now right into her final set of thrusters is Lucy Campbell in the long pants and black and pink top. Is just about done with that 65-pound barbell, and now she'll switch the weights up to 75 pounds. Danny Spiegel is also on her final set of thrusters at the 65-pound barbell. That's just going to be a minor inconvenience for Danny.
Yeah, for Danny, it's going to be less about the barbell and more about the burpees. 144 total reps of burpees alone in this particular event, and managing that fatigue, because there's a lot of redundancy in the fatigue from the burpee to the thruster. That's why it's a nasty combo. And we didn't even mention the cleans in between all that.
Emily Rolfe is under her second barbell as well, but she has not changed the weight. There's Aletha Fuliano, who's closing out her second and final round at 65 pounds, and she is going to change the weight.
Now, Fuliano did not compete last year in the game season, but she actually had a very good off season in outside events last year.
Campbell now through her first set of 12 burpees at 75 pounds and gets right to the cleans. 14 minutes, 12 seconds. That's the top time we saw at heat number 1. Is 3 women in that opening heat were able to complete this entire event inside the 16-minute time cap. There are 288 total repetitions. Half of those are burpees.
Unfortunately, half of those are burpees, as Lucy took 1 break in this set of 12. The numbers never change. The weight will go up on the bar each set as you work your way from the first part to the second to the third.
There is Emily Rolfe, who's making her 6th appearance here at Gymreapers Wodapalooza. She's been 9th or 10th every single time she has competed here.
Well, there's always been a good event in her wheelhouse, but it's nice to see her competing again. She sustained an injury last year at the first tour stop of WFP, which took her out of the entire game season because of that injury. But now looks like she's worked on that and she's back into contention here.
It's Lucy Campbell who continues to lead now through 131 of the 288 repetitions.
into the second round of
See Abby Domit there, top of your screen. Emma Tall in the bottom right. If that's your leader, Lucy Campbell, first set of thrusters here at now 75 pounds.
Lucy, again, very consistent pace, nice good lockout in the top, putting herself, look, she's freely breathing as well. That is one thing a lot of athletes need to learn how to do. They'll usually, when they're working hard, they'll hold their breath to get the work done. But what Lucy's done a good job, and I'm gonna say this is a swimming background thing, is that you learn how to breathe under fatigue and under duress freely, and she does that and utilizes that to her advantage very well.
Abby Domit is trying to put some pressure on Emily Rolfe for second place right now. She's on her burpees here at 75 pounds.
You see this burpee pace from Abby, it's slow, but it's steady. It's slow, but it's smooth, and it's slow, but it allows her to relax, to get her breath back, to not elevate her heart rate more than it already is. But then what she does on the back end of that with the barbell is she puts a little bit more effort into the bar to make up for that slower, relaxed pace on the burpee.
I think it was Cara Webb, Cara Saunders now, who once said, if you're moving, you're scoring. There's Emily Rolfe, who's still in second place, trying to hold off Abby Domit. Rolfe now into her second and final set of cleans here at 75 pounds. But Lucy Campbell continues to lead. This is her second and final set of cleans. At the 192 rep mark is when she will be done with this weight. She'll add 10 more pounds, and that barbell will jump up to 85 pounds.
sun high in the sky, Campbell.
Still continue on the same pace that we saw her open up with here.
It's what we said at the top of the show with keys to the event is be disciplined in your pace. And Lucy hasn't slowed down, she hasn't sped up. And for this particular way, the way this event is programmed, the burpees between all the barbell work, Sean, as you said earlier, you're doubling the amount of burpees as you do with number of thrusters and number of power cleans when you put them all together. And so making sure there's no time wasted. A lot of times when you get fatigued on the burpee, you do that. I do this. I'm very guilty of this. I do pout burpees where I spend a half second just feeling sorry for myself, and then I go to the ground. Well, multiply that by 144, and that's almost 2 minutes of wasted time just because you're not feeling the burpee.
Campbell is onto her final set of thrusters now at 75 pounds, and Emily Rolfe is just about ready to join her. Rolfe has now just closed out her set of burpees, and she has 12 thrusters remaining at 75 pounds. 9 minutes gone by, 7 left before we hit that time cap, and Lucy Campbell has pretty much led from the start here.
That takes a very strategic break, and when we say strategic break, is that she's taking the break to load the bar, put the plates on, give her a little bit of a breather before she has to go back to the burpees.
Now Campbell's loading the weight on her bar. I'm not sure if Rolfe is going to do that. She did not the last time she closed out a set of thrusters. Rolfe actually still has 3 reps remaining on the barbell. But last time when she cleared the 65-pound barbell, she did not add weight.
And she is after this time, but the way this is structured for this particular event is that you can change the weight at any point in time. If you want to do it after your 12 thrusters, you can do that before you start the burpees. If you want to do it after your 12 burpees, before you start your cleans, you can do that. If you want to do it in the middle, which I highly recommend for us 99%ers out there, and I mean on the back end, not the top end, is that do 6 burpees, take a breather, load one side of the bar, go back to the burpees, finish them, load the other side of the bar. Give yourself time, but this is why. If you give yourself a break yet you're doing something that's needed for the event, it's not wasted time, it's just saved energy.
Lydia Fish on your screen right now, the purple shorts, is starting to move up. She's now in 3rd place in the heat, just a rep back of Emily Rolfe. Fish making her 2nd straight appearance here in Miami, finished 20th as an elite individual here at Gymreapers Wodapalooza in 2025. But Lucy Campbell is now in to her cleans after her first set of burpees here at 85 pounds.
Now you can start to see the facial expression on Lucy Campbell beginning to change. She was very calm, very stoic in the first 2 rounds of this couplet. Well, I mean, set couplet. Now she's into her 2nd set of burpees on the first set of that last round.
And Fish has now moved into 2nd place all by herself
Now, this is a big question that needs to be answered for Lydia Fish, who made her debut at the CrossFit Games last year in her rookie debut. Actually found herself in a top position, at least top 3 after the first day, is that she is very good with gymnastic skills. She has very good conditioning, but the thing she needs to work on the most is top end strength and moderate to heavy barbell cycling reps. And this is a good test to start the weekend off her to see if she's improved on that over the course of the offseason.
Abby Doman has also now pulled even with Emily Rolfe. Rolfe is on her opening set of burpees at the 85-pound barbell. Just about 4 minutes, 10 seconds to go before we get to that 16-minute time cap. This is the first set of thrusters for Lucy Campbell.
Very impressed with Lucy's steady, consistent pace. 85 looks the same as 75. 75 looks the same at 65. You want those early rounds to set you up well for the later ones.
Emily Rolfe is now going to the chalk. I think she has already loaded her barbell. She has. Campbell's now 43 reps away from closing this thing out. She's in the background there in these long black pants and the black and pink top. As you look at Lydia Fish closest to the camera, who's in second place trying to hold off Rolfe and Doman.
What I really like to see for Lucy is that this is the point where you don't want to push the pace or keep the pace you were going. And what Lucy was doing so well, and this is one of those things where it's equivalent to not stepping away from the bar when you take a break. She was putting her hands on the ground as fast as she could just to get her down for the next rep.
14 minutes, 16 seconds officially now for Andrew Moises is your time to beat. Campbell's got 28 reps remaining and a minute to get there if she wants to set the top time and win this event. Opening event for the elite individuals here at Gymreapers Wodapalooza. Rolfe has now moved back into second place, 1 rep ahead of Lydia Fish.
Lucy, she's a bit more upright. Oh, okay, now she's bending over a little bit more towards the middle, but watch her get her hands to the ground. It almost looks a little unnatural. That's why she is trying to force herself to the ground as quickly as she can.
This is the final set of burpees for Lucy Campbell. Moises' time is looking safe right now. So Andrew Moises looks to win this event out of heat number 1 with a time of 14 minutes, 16 seconds. Only 3 women in heat number 1 were able to get inside the time cap. This is the fight for second place between Lydia Fish on the left and Emily Rolfe on the right. Lucy Campbell now with 8 reps remaining. Looking to wrap up second place in the event as Andrew Moises is going to pick up the win. Final 2 for Campbell, and Lucy Campbell is in. 14:30 unofficially for the defending champion here. Now Fish on the left and Rolfe on the right fighting for second place in the heat. Now 4 women have now finished inside the time cap. Second and final set of burpees for both.
I want to see what Lydia Fish decides to do on this final set of thrusters. Can she gut it out to take Emily?
A Fish onto the barbell ahead of Rolfe. Rolfe still has now 1 burpee remaining. Fish with 5 to go. Now 4. Lydia Fish,
man,
with a great pace here to close things out, and she's done. 15:28 unofficially for Lydia Fish. Now Emily Rolfe, 20 seconds remaining before that time cap. Taking a break here with 7 reps left. Gets right back on it. Now 10 seconds remaining. It's going to be close for Emily. And that is it. So Andrew Moises out of heat 1 is going to win the event. Lucy Campbell takes heat 2. That time should be good enough for second place overall. 14 minutes, 30 seconds unofficially for her.
Man, every heat that goes by makes me less and less excited to do this myself.
And all these athletes look a lot worse for the wear after this opening event. At least the Sun State is safely tucked away to not heat things up even more here.
I tell you what, I could not imagine having to take this on at the heat at which we had earlier.
It was
in the
brutal.
day.
There's Abby Doman, who's going to peel herself off the floor here in a second. All right, Bella Martin is with your heat winner, Lucy Campbell, in at 14 minutes, 30 seconds.
Lucy, you just finished 26.3. Dave Castro came over to ask you how it went. What'd you tell him?
It was disgusting. That was so hard. And I had not prepared like my gut for that, so that was quite uncomfortable to say the least.
You officially have the second fastest time for this workout. Last week you did the open announcement workout with us. This time you got to watch it go down first. What's the benefit for you as an athlete to see others go first?
I'll be honest, I didn't really watch it just because of the timing of having to start warming up and stuff. We just saw them go out really quite hot, and so that was the learning. I don't know whether I took it. I maybe should have gone out a little bit steadier, but like with the heat at the moment, the adrenaline of this setup, I'm pleased with that.
Lucy, it's good to have you. Congratulations. That was awesome.
All right, Lucy Campbell, 14 minutes, 13 seconds unofficially out of heat number 2. She takes the heat. She's going to finish right now looking like second place in the event as Andra Moises' top time of 14 minutes, 16.78 seconds wins the event. Janie Chevery out of heat 1 also puts up a top 3 time, followed by Lydia Fish and Jess Green.
Sean, I've said it once, I'll say it again, but this, look, it's cool out here and I'm sweating because of what I've been watching for the last 2 heats. Now, once the men get to take the competition floor, I can see what I'm not going to be able to do come when I do 26.3 on my own.
26.3 for the elite women is done. We're going to take a quick break, and when we return, the men take on the third and final test of the 2026 Worldwide Open and the opening event of Gymreapers Wodapalooza.
Maybe you were born with this fire, or someone stoked it in you. But at some point you decided, when others walk, you run. When they rest, you keep going. And when they give up, you're just getting started. What makes you compete is why you'll thrive. Apply now.
Most people think strength shows up when everything's going right, but real strength shows up when it's heavy, when it's uncomfortable, when quitting would be easier. That's true in the gym, and it's true in business. Entrepreneurs don't need someone cheering from the sidelines. They need someone showing up when it's hard. It's about competing, not necessarily with the next person, but with yourself, to be the best that you can be. At Locality Bank, our mission is simple: empowering local businesses to maximize their potential.
It's the opening day of competition from Miami Beach. Welcome, everybody, to 2026 Gymreapers Wodapalooza, our continuing coverage presented by the U.S. Border Patrol. Thanks for being with us. I'm Sean Woodland with Chase Ingram, and we have Bella Martin covering us on the competition floor. 26.3, the final test of the Worldwide Open, is the opening test of the elite individual competition here in Miami Beach.
I'm more like 26 point ugh when I look at that. Is that 2 rounds, 12s all the way through. Bar weight's gonna go from power cleans to thrusters, 95, 115, 135. And it's just gonna get worse. Thankfully, there's a 16-minute cap for these guys because this is gonna be a tough test to start the weekend.
We've watched 3 elite women throw down in the open announcement. We've watched a couple heats of elite women here at Gymreapers Wodapalooza, and it seems like the theme is pacing.
Pacing and making sure that it's not racing. Be disciplined with that pace, and don't look at it like 12 burpees over the bar. Look at it in the total volume at which there's going to be. There's 144 burpees over the bar. So how would you pace that out? Definitely not if it was only 12. Be disciplined in that steady pace. And what I mean by that is not just fast, Sean, but sometimes people don't like going that slow, therefore they lose that discipline to pace things out. Don't lose the race in round 1. This is a classic CrossFit style event where if you go out too fast, you will not, and no one has been able to sustain that pace in the end.
We have yet to see the elite men take on this challenge. As if you were with us earlier for the announcement, it was Olivia Kerstetter, Ariel Lowen, and Danielle Brandon. This is the first of 2 heats for the elite men. And in lane 6 is Ilya Moskalenko, who's an up-and-coming athlete here in the scene.
He is, and if you have been watching, he's come on the scene a bit in the NorCal Classic last year, and this dude is strong. He is a very strong individual when it comes to the barbell specifically. Now, what he needs to improve on is the conditioning. It's the work capacity that he needs to work on, which he has been. So I'm curious to see if someone who has that strength talent, how he's gonna fare in an event that really has to come down to your ability to work your way through a lot of volume.
Andron Primo is down in lane number 1. He competed at the LatAm Cup here in 2024. He took 7th overall.
But if you know your regionals history, this is a guy who has been around for a very long time and is still out here competing on the elite individual side.
Stand by. Go.
Opening heat is underway. 12 burpees over that 95-pound barbell to kick us off. And the burpees can be any style you want. They can be parallel, they can be facing. You just have to have both feet in the air at some point when you're jumping over that bar.
Stay steady to start, keep a good pace. You want to keep a pace where you're not overworking your upper body on the press up of the floor. That's why the step up is so advantageous, because just bringing your leg up helps lift the body from the ground.
Bernardo Costa is your leader right now early. He is in lane number 10.
I was a little concerned about his pace to start, but it looked like he took a quick set of quick reps and then a break. And I do like that, because you want to hold on to the barbell if you're efficient with it, but you don't want the bar to ever move slowly. That's just a lot of time and attention that you don't need. So what Costa's doing is he's doing quick sets with a quick break in between.
That is Costa in the backwards hat, closest to the camera. 48 reps per round. So at the 96 rep mark is when the athletes will load 115 pounds onto the barbell and get started on the second portion of this event. Andron Primo just a couple reps back of Costa for the lead.
And what Primo's doing, he's doing a really hard press from the floor, and he's popping up. Now, he may have the capacity to sustain that, but if you don't, you really want to try not to overuse your upper body as this event continues on, because of this movement, the thruster. Yes, it's only 95, I say only 95 pounds as if that's light for me. It's 95 pounds to start things off for 2 rounds of 12. Well, after those 24 thrusters, it's going to jump up to 115, and then it's going to jump to 135. Never mind the power cleans and burpees you got to do between all those sets.
Miko Liliorg has now jumped into second place with Primo. Liliorg making his first individual appearance here. There he is in the pink shorts.
And that's more the style of burpee you would expect to see in a high volume workout that has that interference between the cleans and the thrusters with the barbells coupled with this movement. So yes, he's moving steady, but he's moving in control. What I want to see when he gets to the bar is, can he move it quickly and can he move it efficiently to make up for the time he's spending here on the burpee to stay smooth in between the barbell movements.
And Bernardo Costa continues to lead here. 96 repetitions on the opening barbell, and he is through 66 of those. Is Costa. He's on his second and final set of cleans.
A lot of different versions in the forepart of your screen. Costa's doing a little slight re-dep underneath the bar, saving a bit of energy, where you look in the background with Liliorg, because that guy's just doing straight leg muscle clean pulls from the floor. Now, it could be because he's a strong dude and that's not a lightweight, but that's a very efficient movement that is going to help you later down the road in this event where you're fatigued and you're going to need good quality movement to get through these reps.
Liliorg is dead even with Costa on the right side of your screen. These are your top two in this opening heat. 16-minute time cap. First of 2 heats for the elite men as they kick off their competition here at the 2026 Gymreapers Wodapalooza. What a way to start things off.
That's one way to put it, Sean. I don't know if that's how I want to start things off myself.
This is like easing into a street fight. You just don't do it. Costa and Liliorg now tied, as Alexander Majors and Philip Lundqvist are starting to creep up.
I think the trap also has to do with how this event is written, because it's 2 rounds of this, and then I shift my focus, and it's 2 rounds of this, and then I shift my focus, and I think we're getting too fixated on the 2 mark. Imagine taking this on and it was just 6 rounds at 95 and 65. You would still pace that differently by looking at the total volume accrued. And we've seen what happened over the course of this programmed event is what happens in the first round with 95 is not the same that happens in the second round with 115, and is a different universe once we get to the barbell at 135.
Costa has now cleared the 95-pound barbell, and he's on his second round here, as he has already loaded the barbell to 115 pounds.
20-pound jump from 95 pounds. And I'll say this, is that the women's weight versus the men's weight aren't exactly one-to-one when it comes to being that classic weight. 95 and 65, yes. Traditionally, 115 and 85 is what they would use, and 135 and 95. That's not the case. It's a little bit different with the open weight. So do not look towards the women as a way that you're gonna pace this event out as one of the men, because the weights are significantly more challenging.
Now Costa, who's loading his barbell closest to the camera, loaded one side, took a break, loaded the other side after that first set of burpees. Lundquist, who's in the light blue shirt behind him, is electing to load the entire barbell right now.
And that's one of the unique things about this event is not only do you have to change the weights yourself, you cannot get outside help with that. You can change the weights anytime you want before you have to lift the next weighted barbell.
That's Alexander Majors, who's now moved into second place as Costa has surrendered the lead to Lilliorg. This is Majors' first individual appearance here at Gymreapers Wodapalooza. Costa taking a break, and Lilliorg has taken the lead. Now through 123 of the 288 total repetitions.
There's nothing wrong with breaks early. I would even argue at the 115 bar, if you can stay on the bar and it's not bouncing like crazy, live that single life, man. Just do one rep at a time, stay on top of the bar, don't let it bounce away from you. And you save a little bit of that energy versus going touch and go at this weight.
This is the opening set of burpees for Lilliorg, and then he'll start his first set of cleans at 115 pounds. And there's just no way to fail this movement except not have both feet in the air at the same time. So just conserve as much energy as possible, like you've been saying.
I have traditionally said that, but I will say I did put that phrase to the test back in 23.1 with the dumbbell snatches and lateral burpees over the dumbbells. There is a way to do it, but you have to work pretty hard to put yourself in a position not to be able to do a burpee from the floor.
Costa is continuing to fall back in the pack here. He's now 8 reps off the lead pace.
And we may see some changes. And we talked about 5th in this heat, Moskalenko, and his strength. If he can manage the earlier rounds and have enough conditioning in the tank to handle the 135-pound bar, I think at least on the men's side, because the weights jump so much, 20 pounds from bar 1 to bar 3, you could see major shifts in this third portion of this 3-part ascending weight event than we did on the women's side.
Lilliorg in the pink shorts continues to lead now through 147 of the 288 scored repetitions. Next to him in the white shirt, that is Alexander Majors, who is on to now his second round here at the 115-pound barbell. Closed out his first set of thrusters and now back to those 12 burpees.
Now Lilliorg is leading, but he's starting to press up really just solely. It looks like a good morning from the floor. Now, you're not using as much body weight on the press by leaving your hips down, but you are still solely isolating your upper body's chest and tricep to get the work done, and you're going to need those once that barbell gets up to 135 for those final 2 sets of thrusters at 12 reps.
Philip Lundquist is still hanging out towards the top and is now tied Lilliorg for the lead. That is Moskalenko, who, as you mentioned, Shay, should not have a lot of trouble with that weight on the barbell. Majors is now back in 4th place, but only by a rep, as we have a 3-way tie for first between Lilliorg, Lundquist, and now Borneski is in that fight as well.
What I like from Majors is that he actually is doing I would say, an appropriately used technique for the clean itself. He's not just hinging at the hips and doing a straight-legged deadlift upper body pull from the floor. He's putting himself in good positions, and you're gonna need that. This is a high volume test when it comes to the barbell work, not just with the burpees, and being efficient with your movement is just as important as being strong with it.
16-minute time cap here in this event. There's Lundquist, who's now falling back in 4th place. Moskalenko moving up front now. He's in a fight with Majors for 2nd. Lundquist is right there as well. Really tight here in the opening heat. First of 2 heats in this opening event for the elite men. First day of competition here in Miami Beach. And Gymreapers Wodapalooza.
And with it being so close, you know, as a competitor, you want to be aware of your surroundings. This isn't just a smash and grab race from start to finish. This is a strategic event. This is a very understand where your competitors are at. So listening to the MCs, there's a beautiful board that you can see where your other competitors are at. And playing to the field in an event like this is just as valuable as a skill set as just putting your head down. This is, to me, this is not a put the blinders on and go type event.
Now we have 4 men all tied at 180 repetitions. Lundqvist, Bedon, Moscoleno, and Lilior.
Making that little extra push as we have a big honor in the front and center. Nicolas desde Ecuador, who is now taking that lead, as you can see with the blue shorts, lane number 5, as he is making easy work of that set of processes we just.
That's Nicolas Bedon in lane number 5. He's out of Ecuador. Competed here last year as an elite individual. He took 30th place overall. Lilior back in front. But just looking at what's going on the floor, it does seem like these guys are paying very close attention to each other.
They are, and they should, but also understand you're in heat 1, so you can't just play to the field in this heat. Benefits of being in heat 2, not only can you play the field of the people you're competing against on the floor, but knowing what the athletes ahead of you also did in the previous heat.
The top, now 4, 5, now 6 men are onto their final barbell. This is the opening set of burpees for Lundqvist, Moskalenko, Bedon, Lilior, Thomas, Majors, and Gervais and Barneski are just about to join them on that 135-pound barbell. So 2 more rounds remain. 288 scored repetitions, inside 4 minutes to go. Time cap is 16 minutes. Moskalenko trying to put some pressure on Lundqvist here. Moskalenko in the gray shorts.
Still doing a lot of that upper body dominant pull, and it's not necessarily a product of that's how he normally cleans, because you can't clean the weight he does with that technique, but he just has an ability to do that. But that, again, that is a lot of upper body usage, and this is a heavy upper body programmed event.
I just looked out on the competition floor, and Lundqvist is on one knee. You can see him in the background there in the light blue shirt. He's behind the cameraman who's kneeling down. Lundqvist now getting to his feet. Bedon and Moskalenko,
but what he's
leaders.
What he's actually doing is he's changing the weight on his bar, but he's just trying to give himself a rested position to slide the weight on and then the clips.
Ilya Moskalenko, Nicolas Bedon, and Nico Lilior. Towards front, Majors is there as well. And Moskalenko's back to work in the gray shorts in the background. Bedon in the foreground in the blue shorts. So we are approaching the 2-minute warning here. .288 total repetitions. Bedon and Moskalenko are creeping closer to that.
2 minutes to go, athletes. 2 minutes remaining.
The lead has changed quite a bit throughout this opening heat. Bedon and Moskalenko both breaking at the same point. They're right next to each other. Moskalenko blue shorts, middle of your screen, and then right behind him in the gray shorts, that's Moskalenko. Moskalenko, this is his first set of thrusters at 135 pounds.
This is where strength shines, if you can get there with enough time and enough energy to make a move.
Moskalenko trying to close out his first round of that 135-pound barbell. And now he's into his second and final round here. And again, doesn't have to be pretty. You just got to get over the bar.
I don't know, if you saw him look up right before he went down, that's a mercy kill check.
Yeah.
How much longer do I have until we hit that 16-minute cap?
We have about a minute now. Not sure if anybody in this heat is going to finish inside the time cap.
But then that's the focus. Get the burpees done because you do have power cleans coming up after this. Or squat cleans, if you have to.
Alexander Majors in the white shirt in the background is on to his first set of thrusters at 135 pounds, currently in 4th place in the heat. Lilliord going through his first set of thrusters as well, as Bedon is battling with Moskalenko for the top spot in this heat with now less than 30 seconds to go. This one's going to be close.
Moskalenko, look, you got a 300-pound plus squat clean. Just hang on to the bar for 15 seconds and try to get a heat win.
Gentlemen, you got 10 seconds remaining. We're going to count you down. Stay moving.
There it is.
5 seconds.
Now Moskalenko's just going to sell out here. And I believe he was ahead of Bedon, but we'll have to wait for the official scores. But he was on to his second and final set of cleans was Moskalenko. But no man inside heat number 1 able to finish within the 16 minutes.
Quick turnaround, quick reset on the floor. We're going to bring our final heat of the league men out here.
I think that's the first heat that we've watched today where the lead changed that much.
Like I said, I think we're going to have a much more volatile mix of lead changes on the men's side than we will on the women's side. I think this second heat is going to be very interesting to see how and who takes it out early at the 95 pounds, gets a reality check in the 115 bar, and then the race. It's unfortunate to say that the race, quote, begins at the 135-pound bar, but that's when everything is about as real as it's going to get. You're about as tired as it's going to be. It's only going to get tougher, and the fittest, and I got to say, the toughest athletes will end up on top at the end.
1 heat down, 1 heat remains. And some of the top athletes in the world are set to take the floor here at Gymreapers Wodapalooza, including our defending champion. James Sprague will be right in the middle. He'll be in lane 5. Austin Hatfield right next to him. But ever since winning the CrossFit Games in 2024, James Sprague has established himself as one of the top athletes in the world.
And he silenced the critics that thought, hey, this was just a fluky year. You know, it was too soon. We never saw you coming. It was, you know, look, 2024 was 2024. But everything James Sprague has done since that moment in time has only proven that he is one of the fittest men in the world.
Go.
And we are underway. Austin Hatfield, another man we talked about, working out of lane number 4. Hatfield on the podium last year in Miami alongside Sprague. Hatfield finished in 3rd place.
And here, Hatfield is a home run hitter, not unlike Colton Burton's is, and he has maybe a little bit more skill set that fits well in a longer programmed competition, not unlike we've seen at the CrossFit Games. But the question that we have for Hatfield is, can you capitalize on the events that are good for you, but maybe are going to hurt pretty bad? And we saw that in 26.1. Colton Mertens won that going away. Hatfield's just as good in those certain movements and movement patterns, but the question is, does he want to do what it takes to hurt to get some of those top times that he's fully capable of?
Yona Koski and Nick Matthew right now fighting for the top spot. Koski coming off that great performance at 26.2, had the 3rd best time in the world.
This is one of those grinded out, just slugfest, mud run style events that honestly Yona Koski fares pretty well at. He has success in the Open. He showed that over the course of the season. In fact, it was a couple of years ago where not only did he win the Open, but he won quarterfinals.
Well, Pat Vellner also in this heat. He has announced his retirement. For more on him, let's bring in Bella Martin.
Sean, it's fun to watch Pat on the floor, but I've got a little bit of melancholy as well. He's competed here at Wodapalooza 7 times, standing on top of that podium 3 times out of the 7, 3 times on a team, once on a podium, and he's told us this is his last year competing. So this is the last time we're going to see Pat Vellner on the floor here in Miami. He's taking the strategy that the girls said earlier, take it slow, take it steady. He listened to them. We'll see if it pays off. I would love to send him off on top of the podium one last time.
Pat Vellner right now is towards the back, but he's only 8 reps back. And great to see him back in competition. And good to know that this is the last year that we're going to be able to watch him compete. James Sprague continues to lead. Austin Hatfield, Yona Koski, Nick Matthew, and Ty Jenkins are all right on his heels.
Now, what we usually see from James Sprague is a slow burn, strong finish, tight pacing. We saw it happen in 2024, which oddly enough also had a lot of thrusters in 2 different weights towards the end of that. But James leading early is not necessarily something we're used to seeing all the time from him.
96 reps is what they need to hit before they will change the weight to 115 pounds. Second of 2 heats here in the opening event at Gymreapers Wodapalooza. It is 26.3, and these scores will count in the open. We have yet to see a man finish here in Miami inside that 16-minute time cap. Sprague, Matthew, Koski, and Hatfield all pretty much dead even here in the second of 2 heats. There is Yona Koski. This is only his second appearance at Gymreapers Wodapalooza. He was 5th last year in 2025. James Sprague battling with that man, Austin Hatfield. Hatfield took a look to his right. That's where he's taking a look at Sprague. Sprague is in front of Hatfield, so Hatfield has the advantage of being able to see what Sprague is doing. Sprague has actually got to turn around to see what Austin is doing. Nick Matthew in that signature crop top currently sits in 3rd place with Koski here in the heat, past the 4-minute mark. These men are getting set to close out the 95-pound barbell.
And one thing we know about Nick Matthew is he has strong legs, so light thrusters won't be an issue in terms of weight, but high volume thrusters under fatigue is definitely an area that he's been trying to improve on.
Ty Jenkins finished up his final set. I don't think he loaded his barbell. I think he got right to work on his second set of burpees.
James is holding a pretty significant pace on the burpees, but what I've been seeing from him is that he has a steady pace that he hasn't deterred from since the opening set of 12. But what he is doing is on the barbell side is he's taking more deliberate breaks on the barbell, and that might be the strategy that fits his ability best.
Sprague onto his first set of cleans.
Sprague's doing that single rep. You can see Austin Hatfield over his shoulder hanging onto the barbell for a quick set. And singles are decent if you can keep the pace going. The only challenges you can see for James in the forefront is barbell bouncing a little bit harder to control, but he's doing a very good job getting his hands on the bar early and settle it down for the next rep.
Now Hatfield is hanging on for a bigger set. Sprague continuing to go with the singles here. And now it's on to the second set of burpees before that opening set of 12 thrusters at 115 pounds.
6 minutes in, fellas. 10 final minutes to go.
There's Yona Koski, who is putting some pressure on Nick Matthew for 3rd place right now.
Lane number 5 and lane number 7, but don't leave out Nick Matthew down there. In lane number 8, training rep for rep with your top athlete.
6 minutes and change have gone by here, 16-minute time cap, and still waiting for someone to finish this on the men's side inside that 16-minute time cap. 288 total scored repetitions. James Sprague is just about halfway there. He will be there after the set of thrusters.
James has got great thrusters. You think someone with his length, it'd be a bit more challenging, but just look at Austin Hatfield on the left, who's basically built to do well in thrusters. And James has always been really decent at that, and he proved that in 2024 and has continued to do so since then.
Out in front is James Sprague, your reigning and defending champion.
Sprague is now done with that first round at 115. Nick Matthew fighting with Jonakoski for third place.
Down and just creeping right back down to the ground for that burpee. Tell you what, folks, if you're gonna pick up some pointers.
Jonakoski in the foreground, Matthew in the background.
Right here, right
This
now,
is the battle for third.
Good pointers. Some of the fittest men in the world tackling the open workout.
Sprague and Hatfield can continue, pardon me, to go rep for rep.
He's in that back lane. He can see what Sprague is doing.
Kind of cool to see this layout here at Gymreapers Wodapalooza. A lot like you would probably see in your own affiliate, the way this is situated. Because of the weather that we had earlier today, it has dried out a little bit. They decided not to have the athletes move down the floor, just we kept everybody in the same spot for fairness and safety purposes.
Which is a nice way to compare it to what you're going to see in the affiliate and what we're going to see later all weekend long, because here at Gymreapers Wodapalooza, there's going to be a dedicated stage all weekend where athletes, spectators, community members can sign up, do 26.3, and have it count as their score for the 2026 CrossFit Open.
Hatfield and Sprague continuing to fight for the lead here as they have from the start. Nick Matthew and Koski slugging it out for third place, and it's Ty Jenkins all by himself in fifth.
Single reps, and the difference here is that James is making a concerted effort to control the barbell, where Austin let it bounces freely just a little bit more than him.
One more set of burpees for Sprague and then a final set of thrusters before he moves on to the 135-pound barbell. He's got to get to the 192 rep mark. More than halfway into the 16-minute time gap. It's about 7 minutes, 10 seconds remaining. Got Vellner in the background in a light blue shirt. He's well off the lead pace. The one thing that we have learned about Vellner in his career, the man knows how to make a comeback.
Yes, he does, and that's it's a classic Vellner move. It's just take the first event off in the weekend and then just do really well the remaining ones and find yourself on top of the podium somehow.
Fight for third place on your screen right now. Jonakoski in the foreground, behind him in the gray shirt. That's Nick Matthew. And James Sprague is starting to separate himself from Austin Hatfield. Sprague
just finished his first set.
Did 7. He's got 5 more thrusters remaining here at 115 pounds. Hatfield got to that mark as well and took a break.
And James has kept that strategy all the way through. 7 reps, rest, 5 reps, move to the burpees.
Now Sprague is going to at least load one side of his barbell as he jumps up to 135 pounds. Hatfield's done as well. Hatfield is going to load his barbell. Sprague going to the other side now, so he's going to take care of both sides before he gets set to start on 12 more burpees. 144 total burpees over the bar in this event. I know that sounds daunting, but the good news is the vast majority of us are not going to do that many.
No, yeah, I'm glad I don't have to do that many burpees, but James Sprague is making a charge that he is going to have to do all 144 if he wants a time and he wants to set the score to beat to kick things off here. And what James have done since the first round is this pace, this steady, consistent, no wasting time burpee pace. It's not the fastest pace in the world, but it is the most consistent pace of all the athletes on the competition floor.
But Ty Jenkins is now continuing to creep up the standings here in this second and final heat. He's moved into that battle with Matthew and Koski for third place.
This is where a lot of moving and shaking can happen, especially on the men. We've jumped another 20 pounds to 135 pounds. So 12 burpees over the bar, 12 cleans at 135, 12 burpees, 12 thrusters at 135, and 2 rounds of that, as this cycling for James is He's not putting the hands on the bar anymore. The weight is enough that it can settle itself a little bit quicker than 115.
Still has about a 4-rep lead over Austin Hatfield, who's in the back of the black shorts. So you know that's a good idea to do singles when you see one of the fittest men on the planet going with that strategy here.
Except I'm going to do it at 95
Yeah,
pounds
exactly.
As well, right?
It's going to start a lot earlier.
It's singles,
Yeah.
I can do singles.
One major difference there. Ty Jenkins has now moved into third place by himself. He is the man in the dark gray shorts, just put the barbell down behind Sprague. Jenkins making his first appearance in the elite division here at Gymreapers Wodapalooza. He competed at this event last year in the RX division. He took first place.
Nice to see Jenkins.
Just 19 years old.
Look, the young pups, it's cool to see on the men's side. It's a lot harder, at least recently, for teen boys to make the jump into the elite individual male competition from the games. We've seen a lot of it happen on the female side.
Jenkins, a former teenage champion at the CrossFit Games, won the 16 and 17-year-old division 2 years in a row in 2022 and 2023, and then qualified for the first time as an individual in Albany, New York at the games, where he took 15th overall.
He actually has a very similar career path of Dallin Pepper, because not only did he win the 16-17, but he won the 14-15. So he has 3 teen championships under his belt. Dallin Pepper had 3 teen champions under his belt, and what a guy to try to emulate getting into the elite individual side. But man, I cannot say enough about how much I have enjoyed watching James Sprague burpee pace unchanged since the first round.
Pat Vellner in the light blue shirt in the middle of your screen is on the 135-pound barbell, but this is his opening set of cleans. He's way back of Sprague and Hatfield right now.
Here's the thing with Vellner is that he got injured in WFP this year where he hurt his shoulder. He also had to have a heart ablation surgery a couple months ago, and you're not exactly training at your peak ability. So the guy's had a rough couple of months just to get back into competition. And if you think of one of the weaknesses of Vellner that he's had his entire career, it's upper body pressing stamina. And this entire event outside of the power cleans is just that.
James Sprague, meanwhile, is on his second and final set of power cleans at 135 pounds. Less than 2 minutes remain before we hit the time cap. Now, Sprague's score is the top one we have seen so far in this event.
It's funny, Sean, as we mentioned, like, oh, being in the second heat's so nice. How about being in the first 30 minutes of the entire Worldwide Open competition to go first? So, yeah, is he going to get the win here if he holds this? Absolutely, but Hatfield isn't that far away from him. That said, James is doing very well in the Worldwide Open as it stands right now. And if he wants to continue that good performance in the Open, he needs to realize, like, look, it's not just the dudes that were in the first heat. There's a couple under 100 guys you got to make sure you stay ahead in the world when it comes to 26.3.
This is the final set of burpees for Sprague. He's got a chance here as long as he keeps this pace and maybe pushes it on the barbell. We're inside of now 1 minute to go before we hit the time cap. Sprague all by himself in first place as Hatfield is fallen well behind him and is now trying to hold off Ty Jenkins for second place.
James Sprague is not backing down from the own personal challenge is, can I do this? Do I have to finish? No. Do I want to finish? Yes, but I'm gonna have to push the pace on the burpees. And with this break here, to me, that says I'm gonna try to hang on to the bar for the last 12.
12 reps left for James Sprague, trying to be the first man to finish inside the 16-minute time cap. 30 seconds to go.
Okay, sticking with the 7.5. If he wants to finish, he's got to pick it up now.
Whoa. Gutting through these is James Sprague. I don't know if he's going to make it. He's got 5 seconds left. And he's going to fall just shy.
Bro!
James Sprague, I think, only had 2 reps remaining.
Oh, man, what an effort. It might have been 1 rep remaining.
It doesn't matter. He's going to win the event as he starts off his title defense with a victory here at Gymreapers Wodapalooza.
Hey, no shame in that. The guy pushed the pace in the burpees in the last minute remaining, which he had to do if you wanted a chance to finish. But if you were watching that lockout on James, is that it was all he had left in that event. So yeah, did he not finish? Sure, when he wanted to, yeah, he's a competitor, of course he did. But you can see he tapped out every ounce of energy he had just to try to get those final few reps.
Nick Matthew signing his scorecard. Austin Hatfield congratulating your event winner, James Sprague. And we talked about it coming into the second and final heat in your keys. You're all about pacing, and Sprague had that dialed in early.
He did, and he really did not deviate from the plan. And that was a bit of what we're talking about coming in, Sean, when we're looking at that keys. Be disciplined in your burpee pace. That was a picture-perfect example of what disciplined burpee pace is.
Let's send it down to Bella Martin, who's with your event one winner, James Sprague.
James, you were 1 rep away from finishing, but you're trying to be on top of the podium again. Why are you back here at Wodapalooza?
Wodapalooza is hands down the most immaculate vibes of the year. I definitely just love coming out here, bonding with the guys. The vibes are absolutely insane. I mean, we're on the beach. You literally can't beat it in CrossFit. And nonetheless, every time I get to step out with these guys, I just feel a special energy. So I want to get out with them as much as I can.
I recently met your gym community back home in Idaho, Washington. Yeah. They're going to take on 26.3 later. What do you have to say to them back at home?
I say run the race slow. I mean, 16 minutes, I still got capped. It's one of those things where you can't really start slow enough. If you start slow, you give yourself the confidence to push in the end, but it's really finding that fine line, and I think that's showing a pacing workout, Brent Pikowski style.
James, well done.
Thank you so much. Appreciate you guys.
James Sprague talking about pacing, and he executes perfectly, just 1 rep shy, but does get the win.
And his pacing was strong pace on the burpees, but not out of control where I can stay relaxed. Then when it came to the thrusters, it was 7.5 with a break in between. On the power cleans, it was quick singles once he got to the 115 bar and 135-pound bar. And when it came to the very end, what a gutsy performance to try to be the first male to finish this underneath the time cap. And he did everything he could. He had to throw down in the final minute, and you can just look at the fatigue in the arms, 1 rep away for James Sprague.
And as you mentioned, he sold out to get 287 out of 288 possible repetitions. We are just underway here. Plenty more action to come here at Gymreapers Wodapalooza as the U.S. Border Patrol's coverage continues with Event 2 for the elite women when we return.
Gymreapers Wodapalooza to Mexico City. How about
30 seconds. Seconds. Athletes, stand by. 1, go.
And we are off, guys. Let's once again 4 sets of 3 minutes on and 1 minute off. Our athletes are going to be starting off on the rope for 32 calories, 40 wall balls and 4 necklace rope climbs. Then it starts to tear down. On that second round, it's going to be 24, 30 and 2 legless rope climbs. On the third round, it's going to be 16 and 20 wall balls and 2 legless rope climbs. And the closing out is going to be 8 calories on the rower, 10 wall balls, and 1 legless rope climb.
So Joe, a 3-minute window for this one. You're going to see them advance the chest piece down the lanes, and you're going to see the story unfold in front of your eyes as you see the ladies taking on this next event here. No easy way down.
And it is right, Chris, presented to us once again here by Gymreapers. 3 minutos cada una de esas ventanas con 1 minuto de descanso. Bienvenido familia, bienvenido Miami al Downtown con nuestros atletas. Ya están buscando esas 32 calorías en el remo.
So trying to accumulate 32 calories on that Rogue Echo rower. Got about 90 seconds on the clock for that first minute of rest. Looks like we got hands across the board, Joe.
It is definitely pretty even now. We can see once again there center stages. We can see Amaya Quintero hanging in from Colombia. And it looks like only 1 more calorie to go. So they're going to be closing out those 32 pounds. In that 2 minutes, they have 1 more minute, athletes in lane number 4. Carla Andrea of CrossFit Q21, your leader.
You heard the man. Lane number 4, chipping away at those 40 wall balls, going with a 20-pound wall ball for your ladies, I think. Gotta check it out. Trying to get to that target, get those 40 reps. We got 30 seconds, Joe, for first rest. $20 seconds. Athletes, 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, rest.
All right, so there it is, going down around number 1 after this window. Athletes, a kind reminder, you are going to be starting off once again on the rower. Atletas, comentaréis en el remo. 45 segundos.
$30 seconds. Athletes, 10 seconds. Stand by. 3, 2, 1, go.
All right, so then we can see a hand up in the air over there on that lane number 6, Lupia Piedra, with 2 more reps to go as she is going to close out on those wall balls. So your current leader that we can see in the brown apparel making her way up with that first legless rope climb.
So going to the 7-minute mark, Joe, so plenty of time on the clock for these athletes to get as far as they can. As your athlete there, here in lane number 6, leading the way, working on 4 legless rope climbs, going to 15 feet.
Y ahí podemos ver de momento Lucía La Piedra desde Costa Rica is going to be your current leader. And then we can see over there at lane number 8 also is going to be Camila Rodriguez de Mexico in 2nd place right now.
So less than 2 minutes on the clock, less than 2 minutes. So multiple athletes now on those leg lists there, Joe. But it's your athlete there in lane number 6 still leading the way.
And then we can see her flying over to that road, so she is now going to be going for 24 calories. As your current leader is going to be Lucia Piedra from CrossFit One X Business, Costa Rica, your number 1 right now, as we are just approaching that 6 minutes.
So 1 minute before that next mandatory rest, Joe. 1 minute.
Eso es menos de 1 minuto en esta segunda ronda. Los atletas empiezan donde lo han dejado. Y de momento, Lucía Piedra desde Costa Rica va a ser nuestra líder, intentando ir ya por esas 24 calorías.
30 seconds, athletes, 30 seconds.
And there we can see Camila Rodriguez, Colombia, starting to make a move.
Representing out of Ultimate Warrior CrossFit. There they are, 15 seconds. Five seconds. 3, 2, 1, rest.
Y ahora tenemos ese minuto de descanso para nuestros atletas que una vez más comenzarán donde lo han dejado. En primera posición Lucía La Piedra, en la segunda posición Camila Rodríguez y en tercera de momento María Quintero a falta de 40 segundos.
"30 seconds, athletes. 30 seconds. "10 seconds. Athletes, stand by. 3, 2, 1, go.
Y comenzamos con esa tercera ventana para nuestros atletas. Your leader already making her way back, Lucía Piedra, as she is now going to be going up for 30 wobbles. Lane number 6, your number 1, nuestra líder.
Going to be working to the 11-minute mark. Now you'll see multiple athletes here on that Rogue Echo rower, but it's still your athlete, like you said, lane number 6, leading the way. Working on No Easy Way Down, brought to you by Gymreapers.
And we can see that 20-pound wobble. Yeah, they're already having a first break. She loosens off her shoulders. Let's not forget that these athletes, pretty much an hour ago, Chris, were throwing down with that 26.3. And now it's time to get down the Ruby one more time. But still have solo alone on those wobbles. Lucía Piedra right now, your leader.
We're going to finish those wall balls, get to those legless rope climbs real quick. As you'll see the chest pieces advance down the lanes here. A nice visual for you beautiful people in the stands to see who's in the lead.
And then we can see Camilo Rodriguez is going to be making her way back, as does Maria Quintero. You're 1, 2, and 3 right now, and Lucia is going to be done with the wars. And lane number 6, your leader, going to be starting off to pursue those 2 legless road climbs.
Approaching that 1 minute warning, 1 minute on the clock before your next and final rest.
Y ahí tenemos una repetición llegada. Lucía Piedra muestra ahí de calle número 6 la banda de una legless road climb. Costa Rica número 1 en momento. And you can see Joanna swinging up on that second legless as she makes her way back down, but it's going to be a cautioning no grab there, Chris. Not hitting the top board.
20 seconds on the clock, Joe. That is a good no up there on that legless road climb. Takes out a lot of you. But we got 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, rest.
All right, so it's going to be Lucia Piedra and then lane number 6 with 1 more legless road climb to go. One leader. Then we can see second position, lane number 8, Camilo Rodriguez. And in third place is going to be Maria Quintero. So it is going to be Costa Rica and Colombia, your top countries out there right now.
Athletes, 30 seconds. Ten seconds. Athletes stand by. 3, 2, 1, go.
All right, so it's going to be that final legless road climb there for Lucia Piedra in the middle. Can she make it all the way up? Yes, she does, completing those 3, and she's going to be making her way back to the rower this time, Chris. Pursuing those 16 calories, 16 calorías. Son las que tiene que realizar en esta tercera ronda en estos últimos 3 minutos de trabajo.
Strength, endurance, resilience. These aren't just words, they're promises. Ones you make every day to protect, serve, and defend. You put in the work, now put it to the test. Because when the mission calls, you answer. Join the mission.
The party is underway in South Beach. It's the opening day of competition here in Miami, Florida, of the 2026 Gymreapers Wodapalooza. Glad you're with us, everybody. I'm Sean Woodland with Chase Ingram, and Bella Martin has us covered down on the competition floor. And we certainly did not ease into this competition. The opening test was the final workout of the 2026 Worldwide Open.
It's about as easy as a car crash into a bridge embankment coming in here. And not only did we have a bunch of thrusters to start things off, we get to do wall balls coming up.
Andra Moistis sits atop the overall standings after winning event 1. 14 minutes, 16 seconds was her winning time in that 26.3 event. Completed all 288 repetitions. And Lucy Campbell at 14:30, the defending champion here, finishes in second place. No easy way down. Presented by Gymreapers. This one's going to be 3 minutes on, 1 minute off,
yes.
4 rounds.
An interval style event here at the Gymreapers Wodapalooza. So what that means is you have 3 minutes to get as far as you can down this list. 40, 30, 20, 10 of wall ball shots, cal row, and legless rope climbs from 4, 3, 2, and 1. Then you'll take a minute off, and we have 4 opportunities for 3 minutes to get as far as you can or finish as fast as you can.
What are the keys here to this event? Because this is a unique format with that 1 minute rest in there. Changes things a little bit.
It's a little tricky the way to navigate this, because when you have wall ball shots at this high volume and this heavyweight, and you mix that with calories on the row, you need to strategize where that forced rest is going to be to set you up for the next set. Now, after 2 sets of this, that third set where you should be really close to getting into your 20s in this event is an opportunity for you to really hammer down and maybe try to get ahead of the next person behind you with that third and final rest set coming.
First of 2 heats for the women here in their second and final event of the day. 5 total events that they will face in the elite competition here at Gymreapers Wodapalooza. And Andra Moistis, who put up that really impressive time in lane number 4, looking to duplicate that performance here, and Aileen Words will be in lane number 5. She currently sits in 3rd place overall in the Worldwide Open.
It's 3rd overall after 2 events, but Moistis, I mean, if you think about if 26.3 has any relation to what could happen, keep in mind, Sean, we have had a very quick turnaround from event 1 to this event. Well, in event 1, we had a bunch of thrusters and burpees and power cleans. Here we have a lot of rowing for cows and heavy wall ball shots. Very similar movement patterns between the two. Now, if Moistis can build off her performance in event number 1, she's posed pretty well, since the movements are very similar, to do well in this event as well.
Well, Astrid Tin is in lane number 3. She's one of the tallest athletes, if not the tallest athlete in the field, nearly 6 feet tall.
And she's a great rower. And listen, we saw in 26.1 wasn't a, quote, tall guy workout, because it was more about squat capacity. But when you have wall ball shots at a heavyweight, it becomes height dependent. When you have legless rope climbs, it becomes height dependent. When you have calories on the rower, it becomes height dependent. But the question for Astrid is, does she have the fitness to capitalize on her physical traits?
She competed here at Gymreapers Wodapalooza in 2025, finished 12th overall in her first individual appearance.
Athletes stand by. 3, 2, 1, go.
First 3 minute interval is underway. We start with 32 calories on the rower.
Again, there's 3 minute window. So if you look at the clock in the upper left corner of your screen, they're going to get as far as they can in that 3 minute window. But with cows on the rower and 40 heavy wall ball shots before you even get to the legless rope climbs, it's going to take athletes, if they're having a decent pace on the row, a little bit under 2 minutes to get it off the rower. You might see some athletes get off around the 140 to 145 mark, depending on how fast they're rowing. Then you have 40 wall ball shots, mind you, heavy wall ball shots at 20 pounds, and even if you were to go unbroken, that's nearly another 2 minutes. So I'd be very surprised if any athlete can get done in that 3 minute window, because that's 90 seconds per.
Chevrolet is your early leader through 16, halfway through this 32 calorie row. And at the 3 minute mark, once you have that 1 minute break, you will, in case there's any confusion about this, pick up where you left off.
Exactly. So you finish at 20 wall ball shots in your set of 40, you'll take a minute rest, and you'll be starting on rep 21.
There's Janie Chevrolet. first elite appearance here at Gymreapers Wodapalooza. Last competed here in 2024 in the RX division, where she finished second.
First athlete. Yeah, Astrid, like we said. Astrid Moistus.
Astrid Tind was the first woman off the rower in lane 3. That's Mariana Meza in the long blue pants, who came out in an aggressive pace in the last event, could not hang on.
And I would say a less aggressive pace in event number 2, so she has learned from her, I would not say mistakes, but I would say very high expectations of her ability.
All the athletes are on to their 40 wall balls here, 20 pounds, 10-pound target. Then after this, it's 4 rope climbs.
Astrid, as you said, nearly 6 feet tall, first one off the rower. Looks very strong, very confident on these wall ball shots. 20 pounds, like just getting over the bottom of that target. So I think the women will be using a 9-foot target with these heavier wall ball shots, which again is great for someone like Astrid, because now not only do you get the height advantage with the heavier ball that you would have normally got with a lighter ball.
We're inside 20 seconds to go in this window. Tind is looking to close it out here. This is her final rep. 40 unbroken, and now to the rope climbs.
Now she can get, if she can sneak one in here.
I'm not sure she got credit for it.
Okay.
I don't know.
No, I saw no rep from the judge. Now for her, is that there was a bit of an indecisiveness after she was done with wall ball shots, because she went to the chalk, couldn't find it, and decided to go up anyways. You don't want to get a no rep on the hardest singular movement that is here in this event. But here's the benefit. This is where we said strategize your forced rest. The fact that she finished the row and she finished the wall ball shots and now gets the rest, as a coach, I would have been screaming at her to just chill, because now she gets a minute break, free of fatigue, and gets to start on the legless rope climbs right away, and now then head back to the rower and the wall ball shot, which is her strengths or her strong suit in this particular event.
It looks like there's a handful of athletes who are onto the rope climb. Tind was there first.
It's like Ellie Turner in lane number 9, and we talked earlier in event number 1, one of Ellie Turner's best attributes is high volume squat capacity.
Now, Meza, Tind, and Moistus all got to the rope climbs. They're towards the top of the screen. And towards the bottom of the screen in lanes 8 and 9, that's Pernille Christensen and Jess Green. And Ellie Turner's there as well. Ellie Turner onto the rope climb. So 4 legless rope climbs they need to complete here. And then it is back to the rower for 24 calories.
Now, if you've got long levers and you got a lot of height, rowing is good for you. Again, if you have the fitness, heavy wall ball shots is good for you. That said, legless rope climbs with long levers is not the most advantageous movement for you, as Ellie Turner's onto the rower first.
So Ellie Turner now into round 2. 24 calories, 30 wall balls, and 3 rope climbs. It's Jess Green right next to Ellie Turner has moved into second, and Astrid Tind and Mariana Meza are heading back to the rower as well at the far end of the floor.
It just shows you how valuable that single rope climb could have been for Astrid Tind, as she had just decided to go for it. It wasn't that she didn't even have the ability to do it, she just ran out of time before that break.
We talked about Turner earlier today, making her first real appearance here at Gymreapers Wodapalooza since 2022, when she took 6th place. She did qualify in 2024, but she withdrew. Is now just about the entire field, except for Martina Marini in lane 1, is on to the second rower. And in lane 7, it's also Pernille Christensen, who's still gotten through these 4 legless rope climbs.
You think about it, Sean, for 2022, this is where time flies as you get older. 4 years since her last time competing on the competition floor for Ellie Turner.
Christensen is running into some big problems here on this set of rope climbs.
Listen, you can't have big problems like that when you're in your first set of 4 rope climbs.
Ellie Turner's done with her 24 calories, now onto her set of 30 wall balls. There's 190 total repetitions in this event for the women, the second of 5 events that they will face here at Gymreapers Wodapalooza.
Now just under 30 seconds left to go in this second 3-minute window, so you want to try to get as many possible reps as you can all the way up to that time cap.
Astrid Tind on the rower was able to move herself into second place behind Ellie Turner. Moises and Jess Green right behind her. We got about 10 seconds remaining now in this second 3-minute window.
5,
No rep
3,
on one of
2,
those.
1, rest.
And that'll do it for round 2. We're now halfway through event 2. 2 more 3-minute windows.
Halfway through in the minute window, but we are well beyond halfway in terms of volume left in the event, because we are going to go to 3 legless rope climbs once these ladies finish the 30 wall ball shots. Once they finish the 30, that's 70 of the 100 total reps they're gonna have to do on the row and the wall ball. Now for Astrid, this is where you start to get a little curious, because we saw the legless rope climbs pose a problem for her, where Ellie Turner, not as much. Astrid made up a lot of ground utilizing the row and the wall ball. Well, these reps are descending, so she's gonna lose that advantage on the row and the wall ball, but she's also gonna lose her disadvantage on the legless. But the fact that there's double the amount of rowing and wall balls as, they say, the number of volume on the rope climb, Astrid still has an opportunity to get ahead of the rest of the field.
Third 3-minute window underway, picking up in this set of 30 wall balls.
After the 30, they'll have 3 legless rope climbs to 15 feet. I'm curious to see what happens between Astrid and Ellie with the rope climbs by the end of this event, because we know Astrid had an opportunity to get 1, and what a great opportunity that would have been to get 1 legless, which you can see is not her strong suit, and get a minute break before she had to do the next one. Instead, she did the whole rep, didn't get to the top, the rep didn't even count, so she had to do 4 after the one that she didn't get in that first set of 3 minutes.
Now 3 row climbs before it's back to the rower for 16 calories. Turner's done.
And Astrid has 1 more. What could have been if she got that 1 row climb? And that's where we said, be strategic in where the breaks and the forced rests are gonna fall. If you can, in that first 3 minutes, if you can get to the rope in the first 3 minutes and get 1, that completely changes the way you can attack the rest of this event. It's like Moises is to the rower.
16 calories they need to complete here in round 3.
Now Ellie's in the lead because in lane 7, Christensen, she's still on her set of 30. Those legless rope climbs took her quite a long time to get through in that first set of 4.
So Astrid Moises, who won event 1, 26.3.
Just a couple calories left here.
16 calories here. And then a set of 20 wall balls at 20 pounds as Turner continues to lead.
Get as many as you can in. You're fatigued now. You've got a minute of rest coming.
And after this, it's 8 calories, 10 wall balls, and 1 final rope climb.
30 seconds. Turner trying to get as many reps as she can within the 30 seconds here.
If she can get through these these wall ball shots, 20 reps.
20 seconds.
If you got anything less than 10 seconds, it's not worth the climb. But if you've got 15 and you feel like you can make it, if you got the confidence, man, sneak a rope climb in if you can.
Final seconds here in this
4, 3,
third 3-minute window.
1, rest.
And we are into the
huge
final 1-minute rest.
That was huge for Ellie Turner. Here's what we talked about. If we think about the keys that we said at the top of this, strategize where that force break is going to be to optimize your your reps and rest. We said the third set is where you make the move. She's got 2 legless rope climbs, and then as you said, Sean, Cal row, 10 wall ball shots in 1. She has set herself up beautifully to this. Get these 2 done. You've got a full rest before the legless. Get to the rower, get to the ball. This is your opportunity to get this event done in the 3rd set.
And for the athletes on the floor, this 1 minute seems like about 20 seconds.
10 seconds.
Never enough rest.
Never enough. It's like Tabata. It's like 50 minutes on, 10 seconds off.
3, 2, 1, go.
Ellie Turner now 2 legless rope climbs before the final sprint to the finish inside this last 3-minute window.
Quick rest. After this legless, get to the rower and go. That's where you got to race.
Astrid Moises just closed out her set of 20 wall balls, and she is on her first legless rope climb as Turner is looking to wrap up her second and now go back to the rower for 8 calories, 10 wall balls, and 1 final legless rope climb.
And there she goes. There she goes, ladies and gentlemen. Ellie Turner down in lane number 9.
Pardon me, it's Andra Moises, not Astrid Moises. Andra Moises currently sits in 2nd place.
Hey, hammer the row, hammer the wall ball. It's not going to affect your legless rope climb anymore. You've only got 1 left.
That's Martina Barini down in lane number 1.
Look, she's on the rower too, and Ellie, it's unfortunately, she's on the completely other side of the competition floor. So again, being aware of your surroundings and where your competitors are at is vital when it comes to elite competition.
Aileen Wurz and Andra Moises are now onto the rower for the final time. 10 wall balls for Turner. Rain starting to come down again here at Gymreapers Arena.
Only thing I think about Ellie, she's finishing up her final set of wall balls before that last climb, is maybe grab the chalk just to ensure you get this last climb.
And there she goes, right to the chalk for Ellie Turner. This is the last rep for her.
Look, your arms are okay. You're just out of breath. Get up there.
Final rep for Turner, makes the touch, and she's going to take heat 1. Has to get herself across the finish line, and she is in. 13:53 unofficially for Turner. So inside a minute to go here.
But again, the 3rd set. There's still another 3-minute window after this.
Andra Moises continues a strong day 1. She is inside the time cap. Moises looking to stay atop the overall standings. We still have 1 heat to go.
Astrid going up for her final climb.
Astrid 10.
Whoa.
That's Aileen Wurz in lane 4. She's done, and here comes 10.
Athlete's got to be careful stopping on these mats. Or quick slide to short ride.
Yeah. Well, there's a barrier and some sand, so it's going to absorb some of that. Final seconds here.
5, 4, 3,
Janie
2,
Chevry
1.
is in with a couple seconds to spare. Heat 1 is done, and it's going to be Ellie Turner setting the time to beat. Andra Moises came in 2nd place. 13:53 unofficially.
Now here's the question, is that your mid-run, which is what I see happening right there on the floor. You don't get, I feel like you still have the minute time cap to this.
It was Ellie Turner who really was listening to you and got to the brakes at exactly the right time and then was able to complete that sprint to the finish and hang on for the win.
Now, here's what's cool too, is that if you're in the 2nd heat, you see what's possible from the 1st heat. And what we saw from Astrid is that you can maybe get 1 rope climb in if you're willing to push a little bit harder in the very first part of that. But you're gonna have to need everything checked off the box. Do you got the row? Do you got the wall ball? Do you got the legless?
And we are resetting the floor here for our 2nd and final heat of event 2, no easy way down. Defending champion Lucy Campbell will be right in the middle of the floor in lane number 5. And Abby Doman in lane number 3, coming off a strong performance in event 1. See Ariel Lowen in this competition. She already did 26.3 in the live announcement. So she was not on the floor when they did that event here in this competition. Emma Tall getting set to start her
now
opening row.
With Emma Tall, one of her strong suits and one of her best skills is her legless rope climb ability. Now, okay, this is what I thought happened. Okay, here's the thing. This event is still going on from the previous heat because we had only been through 3 sets. So, no, where's everybody going right now? Okay, Emma Tall, there, Ariel. Ariel did 26.3. She did not, the announcement,
right.
She did not have to do the heat that went right afterwards, which is almost an hour after. And so Ariel, who had to go first, which is a disadvantage for the rest of the field, has a slight advantage of getting a little bit more rest between that effort and this event.
Stand by. Go.
Second heat underway, and everyone's chasing Ellie Turner's unofficial top time of 13 minutes, 53 seconds.
The strategy that Astrid almost had, I believe now, is the strategy all the athletes should have, is that you want to try to get 1 or 2 legless rope climbs. It's worth having not a lot, a slightly stronger pace on the row. Give yourself 10 seconds. There's enough cows where you can do that. Emma Tall is cranking on this thing.
And speaking of Emma Tall, Bella Martin has more on her. Bella?
I'm excited to see Emma back out on the competition floor. She fractured her AC joint back in November. So this is her return to competition with us for the season. You said it, Chase, she's an amazing legless rope climber, but she's also an amazing rower. So I'm not gonna be surprised if she goes out guns blazing and gets pretty far and maybe finishes in the 3rd round. I don't know.
She is into the final 5 calories of her row. So Emma Tall looks to be the leader right now as her judge's hand is the only one in the air. Also in lane number 1, Hannah Black's judge's hand is in the air.
Hannah Black, another taller, stronger female athlete in the field. Have a good row and then just hold on to the ball. It's only 40. And listen, if we're going to be really honest with ourselves and we believe we're elite games level athletes, you shouldn't touch a 14-pound ball for the rest of your life while you're trying to make the CrossFit Games, and you should never be throwing to a 9-foot target with the med ball. All these ladies and all these dudes should be using 30s and 20s to 10s so that when you get into an event like this, 40 wall ball shots after a strong row, no problem, because now we got to get to the rope and get a couple climbs before this first 3 minutes is up.
It's like swinging 2 bats in the on-deck circle, really.
Yeah, maybe we don't do batting practice with 2 bats, but we do want to train with, no pun intended, above the line.
So the rain didn't stop, but Emma Tall had to go to the towel to dry off her wall balls. We're inside a minute to go here in this opening window. Emma Tall was the first woman to the wall balls, followed closely by Hannah Black in lane 1. Tall now on the left side of your screen with Abby Doman on the right.
And just saw Hannah Black over in lane number 1, took a break as Doman on the right side of your screen still holding on. And Tall, this is her 2nd break, not necessarily because she's choosing to, but that ball is getting a little slick for her.
Lucy Campbell's on the left side of your screen. She's on her set of 40 wall balls to open things up here inside 30 seconds before we get our first 1-minute rest.
And if you've got 15 seconds on the clock and an opportunity to get a climb, as long as you know you can get it, it's worth the effort to get there and get one in the bag.
The judges' hands are starting to go in the air here. We have 5 seconds remaining now before we hit that 3-minute window, and Campbell's going for it. She's not going to make it, but she only got halfway up, so didn't expend a lot of effort here.
Time to beat, we just heard for heat number 1 is 13:52 for the women in heat 1. Now they'll get a 1 minute break and they'll just pick up where they left off. So if you finish the wall ball shots, you're gonna start on the rope climbs.
We're gonna see how things shake out.
Danny Spiegel,
30 seconds, ladies, 30
been a
seconds.
fixture here at Gymreapers Wodapalooza.
As we know, a minute isn't nothing for a rest.
Been here every year. They've held the competition since 2019. She did withdraw in 2020, but other than that, she's competed every time she's qualified. There's Lucy Campbell. Took a second place in event number 1. That's Hannah Black, whose graduate thesis was on the workout Isabel.
Really?
Out of the field now, onto that legless mic. 1 in.
Second 3-minute window. Lucy Campbell in lane 5, done with her first of 4 legless rope climbs. After these 4, it's back to the rower now.
Oh man, look at Emma Tall in lane number 4, absolutely flying up the rope as Lucy Campbell already almost 1 rep behind her.
Hannah Black on the right after this set of 4. It's 24 calories on the rower.
2s across the board. I got 1 here in lane number 3, Abigail Doman. And now
Ariel Lowen
ladies and gentlemen, but not by herself. Ariel Lowen there
and
in
Abby
lane
Doman
number 6 in hot
are back
pursuit.
onto the rower for their second sets. And down in lane number 10, Matilda Garnis sits in 3rd place, and Hannah Black moving to the rower for 24 calories here in round 2. Emily Rolfe and Lucy Campbell both done. Campbell in the middle of your screen, Rolfe on the right side in the long gray pants. Now here's Emma Tall.
I just got under 2 minutes left in this second 3-minute interval.
To that rogue echo rower.
Plenty of time to get off the rower and to get as many wall ball shots as you can. Now on this row, staying long with strong pulls, almost giving yourself a slower strokes per minute to let that breathing get back on track, try to at least manage the heart rate, not elevate the heart rate. I'm not gonna say it's gonna go down at all, but if you can get through these and get to the wall and just get as many reps as you can before that minute is up. All athletes should be working right up to the final second in this second set.
Abby Doman was at this competition last year, competed as an individual and on a team, and was top 7 in both. Seventh as an individual, and her team finished in 4th place. Team competition getting started here on Saturday at Gymreapers Wodapalooza. And starting to go in the air for all the athletes. Ariel Lowen is the first woman to wrap up her 24-calorie row, and now 30 wall balls. She's followed closely by Doman and Black, who got done at the same time. Emily Rolfe is done, and Lucy Campbell finished as well. Campbell on the bottom right of your screen.
I love how they raced off the rower right to the med ball, picked it up without hesitation, wasting any time. Trying to squeeze as many reps as they can in.
15 seconds before we hit the end of this second of 4 3-minute intervals.
5 seconds. 3, 2, 1, rest.
And that's it. 1 minute rest. Time-wise, halfway through, but as you mentioned in heat number 1, volume-wise, more than halfway through.
Well beyond that. Now they're finishing up that second set, which is 30 total. We'll have another 3-minute window, and this is the 3rd set where these athletes have an opportunity and should take the opportunity to make a move. Knock these final wall ball shots out. Get through these legless rope climbs as quickly as you can, because you're not going to get back to the rope in this 3rd minute or this 3rd 3-minute window. So you're actually going to get a break before you get back to the rope. So that's what you need. It's worth pushing a little bit here, not to failure. You never want to go to failure on the legless rope climbs, but push the pace a little bit, because you're not going to get back in here before that minute rest time.
So Ariel Lowen, your leader, through 122 reps and counting as we start the 3rd of 4 3-minute intervals. There are 190 total reps for the women in this event, the second of 5 events they will face here at Gymreapers Wodapalooza. Lowen now through 130 and counting, and now 3 legless rope climbs.
Right up to the rope. Great transition for Ariel. She's just settling the rope and right back into it. Okay, so this is a quick legless rope climb pace for Ariel. But as I said, she's gonna, oh man. She missed the touch, but good for her to hold on to the rope.
Lucy Campbell, Abby Doman, and Hannah Black are all onto their second set of legless rope climbs. Emily Rolfe just starting hers in lane 10. Matilda Garnis is still hanging around.
Now that missed touch for Ariel, to be able to hold on and save that rep is gonna take so much out of your upper body pull.
Lowen is done. Back to the rower now for 16 calories, and this is where athletes, like you said, Chase, can start to make a move.
This is the best time to make it, because in that final 3-minute interval, there's not a lot of volume left, and you don't need a lot of rest to be good there. So what you need to do in this third set is just push way harder than you want to. You're gonna get a minute break, you're not gonna recover, but with the volume after this set of 20 and 20 and 2, it's not enough to throw you off. So hammer down with as much time as you have left in this third set.
Garnis and Doman got to the rower at about the same time behind Lowen. Lucy Campbell is there, as is Hannah Black. There is Lucy Campbell, second place finish in event number 1.
And Lucy being the center lane in between Lowen and Tall, her strokes per minute pace is much quicker than the two of them. So Lucy is trying to push the pace as hard as she can in this third interval.
Garnis is now starting to make a move. Her judge's hand is in the air about the same time as Lowen. They're probably going to be the first 2 women off of the rower here on this 16-calorie row. Then it's into 20 wall balls, and there goes Ariel Lowen. Danny Spiegel is finishing up her set of 3 legless rope climbs. Garnis is now done, as Lowen has gotten a handful of reps into her set of 20. Lucy Campbell finished as well and onto the wall balls.
Still a few reps behind, but Campbell made up a lot of distance on that row.
190 total scored repetitions, and Lowen now has 30 of those left.
Now we saw this, Sean, in the first heat where Ellie Turner had an opportunity to maybe get a rope climb in there before this 3-minute interval work. If you can get one in this second set, that is massive, massive opportunity for these athletes.
10 seconds left in this 3-minute window. Lowen is still your leader. 21 total reps remaining. Lucy Campbell is trying to hold off Garnis for second place and got no rep on that final wall ball attempt, and now we are into our third and final 1-minute rest.
Not far behind Ariel Lowen. So Lowen, again, remember, we said at the top of this heat that Lowen has had a little bit more rest than the other athletes have between 26.3 and this, which is a bit advantageous in terms of rest, not advantageous in terms of strategy. Campbell, 2 reps back, closed hard on the row, and you know she's gonna close even harder in this final 3 minutes. But Garnis has an ability to utilize her size. She's a little bit taller than Campbell and Lowen. So look, she's not gonna have the most advantage, but she's gonna have some. She's gotta knock these wall ball shots out and go right to the rower. If I were her, I would have chalked my hands and go right to the rope. If we're chalking between met ball and rope after 2 reps, we have made a mistake.
This should be Lowen's final 2 rope climbs.
There you go, Lucy and Matilda. Great move by Campbell and Garnis. No wasted time from the med ball to the rope.
Lowen's done. Back to the rower. 8 calories, 10 wall balls, and 1 final rope climb.
There's just not enough time to really make a move. There is an opportunity, but the lead that Ariel has put on Campbell and Garnis should be enough.
Garnis just finished up her set of 3 along with Lucy Campbell, the 2 of them sprinting back to the rower. Garnis gets to work first as Campbell just got situated. So Garnis got a couple pulls in ahead of Lucy Campbell. Ellie Turner has the time to beat 13:52.
Here's the deal. For Garnis and Campbell, send it. You're not going to fail a legless rope climb. I know it hurts. I know it's tough, but you just got to send it if you want any chance to catch Ariel.
Lowen has inside a minute to catch Turner's top time. Garnis has 1 calorie remaining, as does Lucy Campbell. That's a great battle for second place. The 2 of them working their way now towards the wall for their final set of 10. After this set, Lowen's got one final legless rope climb and then a sprint across the finish. Got a chance to win this event.
With the wall balls, one legless rope climb to go as we cross over 13:25. One legless
Lowen,
rope climb and a long
on her final ascent, has to make the touch and then cross the finish line. 13:52 is the time to beat. Lowen makes the touch, and Ariel Lowen looking to wrap up an event win.
Make some noise for Ariel Lowen.
And she is in 13:40 unofficially. Garnis got a no rep on her legless rope climb. That's going to open the door for Campbell, and now Garnis may not finish inside the time cap here. Campbell is in. That was a big no rep for Matilda Garnis.
Still got a minute.
Now Abby Doman is in.
Oh, that is a
And here comes Emma Tull. Now Garnis has just made the touch. So because of that no rep, Garnis watched two people finish ahead of her.
Well, and she was right there along with Campbell, so that could be three.
Now Hannah Black is in. So it was three. Campbell, Doman, and Tull all got in ahead of Garnis. Not sure what happened on the no rep. I just saw the end of it. Now Emily Rolfe has one rope climb remaining. She's got 20 seconds before the time cap.
Emily Rolfe, one final rope climb to go. We got about 10 seconds remaining. We're going to count them down. Stay moving, ladies.
That's Elisa Fuliano, who's under the rower for the final time.
On a tape on Fuliano's leg.
And Rolfe is not going to get credit for that final rep, but Ariel Lowen is going to get credit for an event win. 13:40 unofficially, 12 seconds faster than Ellie Turner from Heat 1.
Smooth, consistent. Taking advantage of the opportunities in the schedule that she was given.
Ellie Turner is going to wind up with a second place finish out of the opening heat. Lucy Campbell looks to put herself on top of the overall standings with a third place finish. And Abby Doman and Emma Tull rounding out the top five. Let's send it down to our Rain Total Body Fuel replay.
Strong row paces right off the bat. It was Emma Tull who was leading early, but it was some trouble with the ball in the first set of 40, which opened the door for Lucy Campbell. But Campbell couldn't get that one rope climb inside that first 3-minute window, which opened the door for Ariel Lowen. And once Ariel Lowen made the move on Lucy Campbell in that second set, she really never looked back. She never took any big breaks. She never backed off the pace. And Ariel Lowen, who had a basically debut 26.3 with only 5 minutes notice of doing it, which put her at a disadvantage in event number one. Got a little bit extra rest because of that and took advantage of that at its fullest for event number two.
Ariel Lowen's with Bella Martin.
Ariel, congratulations on an event win. You did 26.3 before everybody else. You had a little bit more recovery time. How did that play into your strategy for the second event?
Yeah, I was just telling myself nothing is worse than the heat I experienced in 26.3. So a little bit of cloud coverage and a little bit different movements was really nice.
We've already done the first day of competition. We have 3 events tomorrow. What are you most looking forward to?
The event I'm most looking forward to is the handstand walk one, which I think we do it first, but this one was a big win for me. I usually finish like bottom of the pack when it comes to legless rope climbs, so to win it is just like a pat on the shoulder, good job programming.
It's a good job for you. We'll pat you on the back. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
Event win for Ariel Lowen. Overall standings after 2, it's Lucy Campbell, who is now in the lead, looking to defend her 2025 championship here at this event. Andra Moistis sits in second. Lowen, courtesy of those 100 points, now sits in third. Abby Doman and Ellie Turner round out the top 5 as they have now closed out their opening day of competition here at Gymreapers Wodapalooza.
Hey, big day one, but a bigger day two, because we do have 3 events to decide who's going to take Gymreaper Wodapalooza Championship home at the end of the day.
We are far from done here. The men coming up next as the U.S. Border Patrol's coverage of Gymreapers Wodapalooza continues at 7:26 Eastern Time.
work, now put it to the test. Because when the mission calls, you answer. Join the mission.
Ahí está el pez, ¿sí? ¿Y dónde está el trillo? Este es el pez, ¿no?
2 minutes, 2 minutes.
You hit play on Turtle Box, that can completely change your environment.
Music just enhances
anything you're trying to do.
Brings you into focus, brings you into a rhythm.
And I find the right song, I think it helps me tap into that.
Athletes to your rowers, athletes to your
The
rowers.
second you hit play on Turtle Box, that can completely change your environment.
Seconds.
Music just enhances anything you're trying to do.
Brings you into focus, brings you into a rhythm.
And I find the right song, I think it helps
20
me tap
seconds.
into that.
Athletes, 10 seconds. Stand by. 3, 2, 1, go.
And welcome everybody to No Easy Way Down as we have our time count athletes down here on the competition floor. They're going to have 4 windows of 3 minutes on and 1 minute off. They're going to be starting off for 40 calories on the rope, 40 wall and then into 4 legless rope climbs. At the end of each one of those windows, when they restart, they will continue where they left off. As it is here, your workout number 2, No Easy Way Down, presented by Gymreapers. Y aquí tenemos a nuestros atletas ya en esta Copa de Latam que estarán comenzando a buscar esas 40 calorías. Cuando finalicen con esas 40 pasarán a por las 40 wall balls y 4 legless rope climb en menos de 3 minutos de trabajo y 1 minuto de descanso. We are 1 minute in, athletes, 1 minute in. As we can see here, over there in lane number 1, Luis Oval. In lane number 4 is going to be Mateus Gomez, your current leader. In number 5, we can see Brian Steven Vallado. Lane number 6 is Esteban Ospina. In number 7, we have Omar Martinez. Lane number 8 is going to be Dani Granada. And in lane number 9, Francisco Lopez. Pero vuestro líder en la calle número 4, Mateus Gomez.
Joe, I got the time right here, so don't worry. I got you, don't worry. We are about 1 minute and 50 seconds in. About 1 minute away from that first mandatory rest there, Joe. And I see the athletes already moving their way to the wall balls. 1 minute, athletes, 1 minute.
That is right, Chris. So right now it's going to be Mateus Gomez de Brazil in lane number 4, your current leader. He's going to be followed by the Colombian, as we can see. Esteban Ospina over there in lane number 6. And then over in lane number 8, we can see Gianni Granata as they start to make a move into those 40 wall balls. 30 segundos, atletas.
So throwing that 30-pound wall ball there to that 10-foot target. Trying to get someone to the rope. We got 10 seconds. We're going to count you down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, rest.
Y ahí vamos a tener ese minuto de descanso para pasar a esa segunda ventana. De momento nuestros atletas persiguiendo esas 40 repeticiones de esos wall ball en este primer día del Wodapalooza Gymreapers 2016.
Athletes got about 30 seconds. So they're basically picking up where they left off, right, Joe?
That's right, Chris.
20 seconds, athletes. Not an easy task to finish, no easy way down, but these gentlemen up for the challenge. 10 seconds. Athletes, stand by. 3, 2, 1, go.
Y comenzamos con esa segunda ventana de trabajo. De momento líder, calle número 4, Mateus Gómez. In the blue shorts, lane number 4 is going to be your current leader, hailing in from Brazil. And I can see that hand in the air over there, Chris, as he's only got a couple more reps to go. As it is, Wodapalooza, Brazil.
Going to the 7-minute mark, only 30 seconds in on this work period. I saw Granada flying up the rope there in lane number 8, making the tag on the beam. Looks like he's got one more legless to go, Joe.
That is right, Chris. He's going to overtake and be your current doing a big pull. So it is going to be Giovanni Granata from Magna CrossFit, your current leader. And here we can see also Esteban Ospina is going to make their way. And now they're going to be going up for 30 carries out there on the road rower.
You're seeing him advancing the chest piece there, Joe. Nice little way to show you how the story unfolds here on the competition floor.
So it's going to be Granata, Ospina, Martinez, and guys are going to be your top 4 athletes right now. Calle número 8, de momento vuestro líder, persiguiendo esas 30 calorías en el road rower.
Wonder how those legs are feeling after all those cleans, those thrusters, then that flexion on the burpees. Once again, these gentlemen up for the challenge. Got about 1 minute, 1 minute.
I tell you what, Chris, I don't think they're worried about now. I think they're going to be worried about tomorrow. That has been a hard first day, but hey, Gymreapers Wodapalooza, it's going to be a long weekend.
You know what they say, earned, not given. Got about 50 seconds on the clock for that next mandatory rest.
And there we can see Granata just about to close it out on the road. Only 2 more calories to go. Ospina there from Colombia as well in the middle. But it is going to be Giovanni Granata, your leader.
30 seconds.
Ospina is making his way, sprinting his way down to Warwood. So we're going to have about a 2-rep lead for Granata.
All right, Joe, we got about 10 seconds. We're going to count you down. 3, 2, 1, rest.
What do you say, Miami? Let's give these guys a round of applause. Come on, it is way too quiet, ladies and gentlemen. Here.
Dogs is going to be real after this. Delayed onset muscle syndrome.
Pues de momento va a ser Granata en esa calle número 8. El primero a alcanzar esos wall ball. Ospina y Gómez, vuestro top 3 en And it's no easy way down, presented by Gymreapers.
Athletes, 20 seconds. 10 seconds. Stand by. 3, 2, 1, go.
And it's also looking good, I can see in the middle here. Brian Sanfayano is also making a way, as he's only got a few more calories. He's going to be joining the boys out there on the walls. So 4 athletes already as they hunt down those 30 reps. And then they move into 3 legless rock climbs.
Going to the 11-minute mark. Your man Granata down in lane number 8, trying to hold off the field, just his hands in the air. 2 more reps to go, 1 more rep to go. It looks like we might have a lead change there, Joe.
It definitely does. It's going to be Ospina, Esteban, Colombia. Nos oigo, ¿qué os pasa?
Ospina flying up and down that rope. Granata as well.
And there's going to be Ospina is going to be the first man, as he's going to have a couple of strokes before Granada. So your leader, lane number 6, Esteban Ospina, 2nd place so far, is going to be a Dominic Granada over there in lane number 8.
"90 seconds, 90 seconds.
Entramos ya a menos de 90 segundos. Ahí veo una mano arriba también para Brian Fallardo, para panizar con esos wall-walls. Y Mateos Gómez agarrando aire. El brasileño subiendo hasta arriba.
"1 minute on the clock, 1 minute before your final rest."
Y ahí está la mano arriba para Esteban Ospina, your leader over there. Just about 3 calories in between them. But it is going to be this man, Ospina, Colombia líder.
Giovanni Granata coming off of that rower as well, representing Mexico. "20 seconds. Athletes, 10 seconds. Your final rest coming in. 3, 2, 1, rest.
Put your hands together, Miami, for the 10 cup athletes as they're going to go into their final win, the Ultima Ventana. And no easy way down. Here you elite the 10 athletes.
"30 seconds.
30 segundos, atletas.
"10 seconds. Athletes, stand by. 3, 2, 1, go.
Y pasamos a esa última ventana, 3 minutos de trabajo. Esteban Ospina ahí en esa calle número 6 desde Colombia, vuestro líder, your leader. As Esteban is going to done with that final wobble, as he's going to be making his way in to those 2 legless rope climbs. And Esteban's going to be done, Chris. So he's going to be making his way back to the rover. Eyes on the Granada over there down in lane number 8. As it looks like we got a battle on here, Miami.
Here at the 12:41 mark, going to the 15-minute mark. I got the clock. Granada trying to stay ahead of the rest of the field here. Nipping at his heels. Only got to do 10 cows here, Joe.
All right, Granada is already done. Yeah, penalty.
It all began with a jump rope in 2015. It was tangled, plastic, and poorly adjusted. We knew we could do better, and so we did. We built our first prototype by hand. It worked. It made a difference. Our first double unders made a big impact. We felt the joy of success for the first time, and it felt magical. From there, our mission became clear: to facilitate the joy of success for athletes around the globe. Since then, we've focused on one thing: improving what others overlook. Engineering and innovation are our tools. We created jump ropes like the Fire, Earth, and Cyclone, each better than the last. We built the first grips that actually grip. We broke the chalk dependency and helped you achieve that first muscle up, that first pull up. Every product solves a real problem. Every product brings you closer to success. Step by step, we push forward by your side. Innovation is progress made through persistence. The struggle is real, but so is the reward. We are V-Lights. We are made, not born.
I am an American soldier. I serve the people of the United States.
I will always place the mission first. Delivery. I will never accept defeat.
I am disciplined, physically and mentally tough.
I'm an expert, and I'm a professional. I'm a guardian freedom in the American way of life. I am an American soldier.
It's a beautiful Thursday night on the opening evening of competition here at the 2026 Gymreapers Wodapalooza. Our continuing coverage is presented by U.S. Border Patrol. Glad you're with us as we wrap up this opening day here in South Beach. I'm Sean Woodland with Chase Ingram. Bella Martin is on the competition floor. We will hear from her in just a second. We are through one event for the elite men here in South Florida. And it's our defending champion, James Sprague, who's coming off that win in event number 1. He has 100 points, followed by Austin Hatfield, the man who finished second to him in his heat. Ty Jenkins sits in third, followed by Ilya Moskalenko. And then Nick Matthew rounding out the top 5. Event number 2 is No Easy Way Down, presented by Gymreapers. Kind of a unique setup here. We have 4 3-minute intervals with a 1-minute break between each one.
And it basically goes 40, 30, 20, 10 of cow row and wall ball shots for the men. That's 30 pounds to a 10-foot target. And then 4, 3, 2, 1 of 15-foot legless rope climbs. But as you said, Sean, 3 minutes on, 1 minute off for 4 sets. So it's an interval-based event. And it's very, very well balanced between the row, wall balls, and rope climbs.
We've watched the women go through this. How, if at all, did that affect your keys to success?
Well, we were looking earlier, especially on the women's side, of how they're going to approach the first part of this and strategize where that 1-minute break is going to be. We know now if you can get 1, maybe 2 legless rope climbs in that first forced rest, that's a huge advantage for the rest of your event. The third set, someone is going to try to finish this in the first 3 sets, and it's going to come down to the ability of how they approach the first 3-minute portion.
First of 2 heats here for the elite men, and the second of 5 events that they will face here over the next day. And in lane number 7, that's where Zach Thomas is going to be competing. For more on him, let's bring in Bella Martin. Bella?
If there's an athlete that I've been looking forward to catching up with here at Gymreapers Wodapalooza, it would be Zach Thomas. The last time I saw him in competition, he was medically withdrawn from a semifinal. Now he's back on the floor at an international level competition, ready to fight for a spot in semifinals this year. He crushed 26.3. Looking forward to it. If there's an athlete that might go out a little too hot, but it also might pay off, it's gonna be Zach Thomas. Don't count him out just because he's in heat number 1, guys.
And there is Zach getting set to get started on his opening 40 calories on the rower. Now 210 total repetitions for the men here to complete inside that time cap.
Athletes stand by. 3, 2, 1, go.
First of 4 3-minute windows has begun.
40 cals to open things up. Should be getting off the rower about, obviously depending on how hard you row, about the 140, 145 minute mark, if not a little bit quicker. You're rowing at a 1,400 cal per hour pace, which is right about a 145, 500 meter pace. You can get done at about 25 cals in that first minute with an opportunity to get to the wall. Now, the women got close to getting one, but they did row less cals and threw to a lower target. The men have a 30-pound ball and a 10-foot target to throw to. It's gonna be tough to get a 1 rope climb in, but it's worth a little extra effort to get that singular rep, knowing you've got a minute rest at the end of this first 3-minute interval.
About half the field now halfway through that opening row. Andrew Primo, who's down at the far end of the floor now, left side of your screen, no shirt. And Miko Liliorg, who's in lane 4 in the pink shorts and sunglasses.
Okay, so there's
leading the way.
There's that strong row pace that we said, about 25 cals in the first minute, about 3 of the 10 guys got that in. Keep that pace, race to the ball, hang on for the 40.
Liliorg is the first man done with his 40 calories and gets right to work on that 30-pound wall ball. 40 reps here.
A little higher, so the cycle rate is going to be a little bit slower for the men. They've got a bit more distance to cover than the women. Now, the challenge that happens sometimes with the 30-pound ball, it depends how new they are, and it depends how they're really assembled. And a lot of times, the weight won't be evenly distributed in the ball. So think of it like throwing around a beach ball that has a little bit of water in it. It's a challenge to balance that weight as you go. The extra challenge, Sean, is when you do high volume sets, the weight in the ball starts to shift by the way the ball hits your hands each time. So you have to almost work with the weight being distributed in the ball as the event goes longer.
Liliorg now has 17 reps remaining on his opening set of 40 wall balls. At the 80 rep mark is when he'll have a chance to start his 4 legless rope climbs. At the 3-minute mark, we'll take that 1-minute rest, and in case there is any confusion here, they do pick up right where they left off. Primo and Barneski were the next 2 men to this portion of the event. They currently sit in 2nd and 3rd place.
Man, it's gonna be close for Liliorg. We only got 5 more reps to go. It should take about 10 seconds. Now you need about a solid 10 to get a legless rope climb in. Go.
That's the final rep for Liliorg. Gets right to work. This will be a big rep if he can get it. He's got plenty of time.
Got a touch.
I think he got it.
Did he get it?
The clock on the floor is ahead of our clock on your screen, but I think Liliorg got it.
So this is what we've been hoping to see someone do. Honestly, I'm curious if it turns out to be the right thing, because now that legless rope climb the others have to do gives him nearly a 10-second head start. But not only does he get that 10-second head start because he doesn't have to do the climb that he already did, he gets a full minute rest between rep 1 and the next 3 reps that he has to do that no one else is going to have. It's not just the 10 seconds it takes to do the reps, it's the energy you get. Imagine doing 4 rope climbs, Sean, and after the first one, I tell you get to rest a minute. Oh. How good are these
Take
next
that
3?
all day,
You'll take that all day.
Athletes stand by.
Just about through this first 1-minute rest. And Liliorg did get credit, so he's got 3 reps remaining. Everybody else is on his first. Barneski's right next to Lilior, he just made the touch there in lane 3. That was his second rep.
Unless you have rope climbs like Berneski does, then you don't really need that advantage because Lilior doesn't actually have the best rope climbs in the field. So it was almost even more imperative that he got that single rep in.
Well, this is where Barneski's size is coming into an advantage because he's only listed at 174 pounds, 79 kilos. He goes back to the rower. Lilior, meanwhile, 227 pounds. And he'll have an advantage on this portion of the event. Yeah. 103 kilos for Lilior.
Good for rowing, not great for legless rope climbs. That said, Sean, the way this is programmed, where there's more volume on the row and the wall ball shot, and not as much numerically on the legless rope climbs, there's actually very good balance between the two of these things. And there's a perfect example. Lilior crushed the row and the wall balls and got a rope climb in.
We're now on to 30 calories. Ilya Moskalenko in the black shirt, right side of your screen, gray shorts. Now, middle of your screen was the third man to the rower as more and more men are now through round 1 and on to their second set here. 30 calories on the rower, 30 wall balls, 3 legless rope climbs here.
So Lilior's advantage was on the row and the wall ball. Barneski's advantage was on the legless, yet they got to the rower at nearly the same time. Usually in events like this, it's a legless rope climb event. You can chill on the row, you can break up 10 sets or sets of 10 on the wall ball as long as you hammer the legless. The way these things are structured in terms of volume is actually really well balanced between, say, a taller, stronger athlete and a shorter, more gymnastics one.
Barneski has moved ahead of Lilior now on this calorie row. Judge's hand in the air for Barneski, and he's done as now Lilior is inside his final 5 calories. So Barneski, your leader here in the first of 2 heats. Making his first career appearance here at Gymreapers Wodapalooza. 30 wall balls. And now he is already more than halfway through the volume. 210 total reps for the men. Here comes Lilior.
30 seconds.
Less than 30 seconds to go now before we finish this second of 4 3-minute intervals.
Berneski's just got to hold on for the next 15 seconds. You want to make that third set as easy as possible to start. And with his legless rope climbs, it's worth holding on to that ball for these final 5 seconds. Just trying to get 1 or 2 more reps in the bag.
3, 2, 1, rest.
Now we are halfway through the allotted work time. As Leonardo Barneski, pardon me, continues to lead through 135 of the 210 total reps. There's Ilya Moskalenko, who has moved past Lilior now for second. And now this is the round you talked about throughout the evening. This is where you need to make your move.
The last round, there's not enough at the end, Sean, when you get 10, 10, and 1 to make a move. But with 20, 20, and 2, a lot of things can happen while they're still trying to finish this third round. A lot of these guys are going to have 10 to 15 wall ball shots left. Those 3 legless rope climbs are going to be almost your last opportunity to get the most time on those around you if you have them. And Barneski, if it's anything like the first 4, has that ability. So he needs to pick up the ball, hammer these last 3 legless rope climbs, and try to set himself apart from the rest of the field.
Yeah, the pace that he had on those legless rope climbs is where he took the lead out of round number 1. And these are his final 2 wall balls, and now he'll have 3 legless rope climbs, and he really has a chance to separate himself from the pack here. Moskalenko's the closest guy to him.
Now, if you want to see who's confident in it, he didn't even rest to chalk up. He went right to the rope. He'll set the rope, and he'll go right back in the next one.
Now here goes Moskalenko to try to put a little pressure on Barneski. The 2 of them are at opposite ends of the floor.
Ooh.
Or pardon me, they're actually a couple lanes away from each other, so they can easily see where the other athlete is. 2 down, he's on his final rep as Barneski, and then he'll head back to the rower for 20 calories as Moskalenko wraps up his second rep. Third and final ascent in this round for Barneski. He's got to get that Alessandro Pacelli kip to get up there. And now back to the rower for the man from Italy, looking to wrap up a heat win here. 20 calories, 20 wall balls, and 2 legless rope climbs. Moskalenko is done And he's into the rower.
Now Moskalenko actually had a better set of legless rope climbs on the 3 than Barneski did. Barneski started to struggle a little bit on the final pull and a half of the second set of legless rope climbs for the 3. He's also doesn't necessarily have the strongest row, and he gets no-repped a couple times every set of wall ball shots, where Moskalenko is a bit stronger on the row, much stronger on the wall ball shots, and now only has 2 legless rope climbs to keep pace with Barnetsky on.
Now, only 3 men are into the rower right now for their set of 20 calories. Josh Gervais out of Canada. He's on the bottom of your screen in the backwards hat. His best finish here at Gymreapers Wodapalooza came in 2022 when he finished 17th as an individual. Now 5 men onto their 20 calories. Enron Primo on the top of your screen in the black shorts.
The run to the ball, it's 20. You can get 20 in less than a minute.
Yeah, 50 seconds to go unofficially here. Again, our clock should now be synced up with the floor. 45 seconds remain. Moskalenko back to the ball. 20 reps here. Plenty of time to get that in.
Just got to hold on it. You can't afford a couple of no reps. It's going to set you back.
Got about 30 seconds on the clock.
We saw this in the women's final heat where Ariel Lowen had finished the wall ball shots. Lucy Campbell had 2 wall balls left. Matilda Garnis had 3, and they were unable to capitalize and catch up to Lowen. So if you can get through, and there's a break, that's it. Yeah.
Moskalenko's continuing to work, and remember in the prior round, the round of 3 of those legless rope climbs, it was Moskalenko, as you mentioned, who had the faster pace. Now we got 5 seconds to go, and Moskalenko has a couple rep lead over Barneski.
Yeah, breaking in the final 10 seconds just tells me that you're tapped. That's it. And now it's the Moskalenko show. As a coach, if I was on the sideline, I'd be telling him exactly what happened. Hey, whoever you were chasing, just drop the med ball. It's all you now.
There's 210 total reps. As Alexander Majors tells you exactly what he thinks about this situation.
Yeah, so Liliorg, as we said, is like trying to get the rope climb is great, but the caveat to all of these things is you also have to have the fitness to make that a good idea. And I think he went beyond his ability to try to get that singular rope climb.
The battle for the lead is between that man, Leonardo Barneski, and Ilya Moskalenko. Moskalenko comes into this 4th and final window with about a 1 rep lead, actually getting now through his first of 2 rope climbs. Barneski just made the touch. This should be the final ascent in this round for Moskalenko. And now to the rower for 10 calories, 10 wall balls, and 1 final rope climb. And remember, let's not forget that race to the finish line, because that could be a thing here. Moskalenko into the rower first. Barneski's done, and he'll join Moskalenko on this final row. Moskalenko looking to his right, just saw Barneski strap in here. But Moskalenko should have a pretty decent lead at this point. His judge's hand is already in the air. He's inside 5 calories to go, now down to 4. Moskalenko looking up at the big screen that's at the side here at Gymreapers Arena. And now Moskalenko, 10 wall balls and 1 final rope climb.
We got 2 minutes left, 2 minutes. 2 minutes left, you said it, Chris.
Barneski is still on the rower. Final calorie for him. And that was a huge break in the last round.
It was. If you've been on the competition floor, there's certain times where you do break, and there's certain times when you don't break. When you break with less than 10 seconds in 2 wall ball shots that you need, that's the white flag.
Yeah, Moskalenko's got this in the bag because Barneski just started his set of rope climbs. So Ilya Moskalenko going to get across the finish line and rack up a heat win. And he is done. 13:40 unofficially for Ilya Moskalenko, as Barneski's just hit a wall.
And it wasn't, the wall ball shots definitely took it out of him. And maybe it was those 4 that he did that looked so quick that tipped him into the red just a little bit too much.
Here comes Barneski. He's going to get in to close out at 14-12 unofficially.
Time slipping away. Just about 40 seconds remaining, gentlemen.
That's Alexander Majors, who is into the rower for the final time. Anderon Primo, who just finished his final rope climb, is going to be the next man to finish. And he is done. Here comes Gervais.
Josh Gervais will finish up.
5 men inside the time cap, and now Zach Thomas is in.
We're going to count them down. Going in, 3.
With just a few seconds to spare.
Nope. Don't do that.
Ilya Moskalenko. Round 3, it was the break on the wall ball that cost Barneski and opened the door for that man to win the heat.
A lot of athletes started strong. Lillier a little bit too strong for his, I'd say, level of fitness in terms of just going way too hard, way too soon. And then that opened the door for Barneski. And Moskalenko head-to-head nearly the whole way through until the final 2 rope climbs where Moskalenko pulled ahead to get the heat win.
13 minutes, 40 seconds unofficially for Ilya Moskalenko as we are now ready for the second and final heat of the evening here as we close out day number 1 of the 2026 Gymreapers Wodapalooza. James Sprague will be in lane number 5. He's your overall leader after winning event number 1. And then we have kind of 2 ends of the spectrum competing here. We got the youngster Ty Jenkins in lane number 3, and then we got one of the veterans in the field, Yona Koski, in lane 7.
Yeah, I mean, well, look, we know James is going to be good at this, but what we want to see is can Ty hang with him? The youngster of the field debuted at the CrossFit Games for his first elite individual performance. He's a 3-time Teenage Games champion, actually emceed the age group Masters Games last year. So it's good to see the youth of the sport here at Gymreapers Wodapalooza. And as you said, Sean, on the opposite side of the spectrum, Yona Koski, who has home run hits at the games. It depends on the length, it depends on the movements. Usually if there's a swim or it's a long event, he'll do really well. But keep in mind, this guy won the Open 2 years ago, won the quarterfinals after that. This dude is still fit, and this is an event that if you can manage at least the heavy wall ball shots well, line up well for him.
10 career CrossFit Games appearances for Yona Koski.
I don't know how that rope in front of his face doesn't bother. He looks like Quail Man.
This is a great setting here in South Beach, Gymreapers Wodapalooza, right on the sand. I mean, you can just look right behind us. We got the ocean. It's a beautiful setting and a fantastic atmosphere here for No Easy Way Down, presented by Gymreapers. 4 3-minute intervals with 1 minute rest between each one, and you got to pick up where you left off.
Look, I know we talked about Ty, we talked about Yona, but my eyes are on James Sprague. This guy can row, he can do heavy wall ball shots, and he can pull.
Stand by. Go.
Second and final heat is underway. First 3-minute interval. 40 calories on the rower to start.
Something interesting about the row is you can shift what your dominant muscle group is when you do the row. So you can be like, hey, listen, I'm just going to drive the legs and relax the arms. Or I'm going to hinge the hip and over pull, maybe with the lats. Or I'm going to stay light with my legs and really pull with my. You can shift that around, and any athlete who has that ability, you can do that because you're going to need this, because after this, look, your legs are smoked after 26.3 earlier today. Your upper body pressing is smoked after that. Wall ball shots is not exactly, let me rephrase, heavy wall ball shots isn't exactly the thing you wanted to do after this morning. That said, even with that fatigue and what these movements are, I am very curious to see what James can put down in this first 3-minute interval.
Nick Matthew working through his first 40 calories. Luka Jukic out there as well.
So Nick Matthew had a very short stroke that's going to save his arms and legs just a little bit, but his strokes per minute will have to go up.
A couple judges' hands in the air right now. Ty Jenkins judge, Nick Matthew, Jonakoski, Luka Jukic, and Max Krieg.
James off.
As James Sprague's the first man off, followed closely by Ty Jenkins. Going to probably see this battle a lot in the coming years.
And when you look at that, just under 90 seconds is when James got off the rower. This man can hold on to the ball for 40 reps. 40 reps at a consistent pace, just being generous, is going to take you about a minute and 15 to maybe a minute and 20 seconds if you just say 2 seconds per rep. You can go a little faster with a 30-pound ball. It's a little bit tougher. And we said, this is more of a can and should situation, but if you can get one rope climb in before that first minute break, and we talked about the keys to this event and strategizing where that forced rest is going to come, it's a massive advantage if you have the fitness to back it up moving into the second set of 3 minutes.
210 total scored repetitions in this event after these 40 wall balls. It's those 4 legless rope climbs. We are approaching 30 seconds to go in this opening window. James Sprague opening up a lead on Koski and Matthew.
Should see a hand go up pretty soon for James. There it is. He's going to have about 10 to 15 seconds. And he's going to have to make a business decision if it's worth getting up there for the 1 rep.
And Sprague's going to go for it. I mean, there's no way this kid's going to put the restrictor plate on at this point.
I mean, he could do another one if he wanted to.
Yeah, 1 is down.
Do it.
He's still got plenty of time.
Oh,
and Sprague is halfway through. That is huge for James Sprague as we head to the first 1 minute rest. No one else got to the rope.
No one else even got through the final set. Maybe Nick Matthew. And this is what we talked about coming in this event when we're looking at the Zenny keys, is that can you strategize well enough for that first forced rest? And James Sprague got 2 legless rope climbs. So half of the reps he needed, but he gets a minute rest in between. He's going to set himself up for that second key and making your move on the 3rd set. This might be the best chance we have to see someone finish in 3 sets.
Right here, 20 seconds after.
And he looks totally relaxed right now. I mean, keeping his eye on the clock.
His dad right there on the right, Pat.
10 seconds, gentlemen.
Now, can he repeat this on the set of 30?
5 seconds.
He's got 2 legless rope climbs to do.
2, 1, go.
You'll know how he feels based off how fast he gets to the row from the rope.
Now Koski and Max Krieger onto the rope as well. And Sprague hustling back to the rower now for 30 calories. He knows it too. He knows he's got a shot here to do this in 3 intervals.
Yeah, he feels good.
He's the only guy on the rower. Koski and Krieger fighting for second. Matthews in that battle as well. So 30 calories, 30 wall balls, 3 legless rope climbs in this round. Max Krieg is the second man off the rope, followed closely by Koski and Matthew. There is Krieg.
Now, James, it's going to be tough. It's going to be really tough to finish in 3. But if he can keep that strong pace on the row, he should be getting off the rower maybe with a little bit over a minute left. Probably more than a minute left on the clock. If he can hold on to the med ball, which I believe he can, he should be able to get maybe another shot at getting a 1 or 2 rope climbs again.
Yeah, Sprague's only got 10 calories left. I believe at the 114 rep mark is when he will head back to the wall. And he's leaving Matthew and Krieg well behind him. This is right now a fight for second.
Oh my
As
gosh.
James Sprague has a chance to really put the hammer down now. Onto the wall balls.
Or he's going to have 90 seconds left. So picking this up, so look, 30 wall balls, being generous, it's going to take less than a minute. He might have about 40 to 45 seconds, Sean, if he can hold on to this for 3 rope climbs.
Max Krieg, Nick Matthew, Ty Jenkins all have their judges' hands in the air. Now Jonakoski as well. He's in the red shirt in the middle of the screen, the white backwards hat. As you take a look at this beautiful setting here on the beach in Miami, Florida. Jenkins and Krieg are done. Matthew is done. And James Sprague continuing to just leave everybody in his wake here.
James, look, he can hold on.
He's got 10 to go.
Don't forget, this is a 30-pound ball, folks, to a 10-foot target. Okay, here's the 45-second mark. Hand up in the air should be coming soon. All right, so he's going to have a little over 30 seconds. He got 2 rope climbs in 15 seconds in the last interval.
Now Sprague taking a quick break. He's going to chalk his hands. 30 seconds to go. He's the only man on this portion of the event.
Still looks very strong. 20 seconds left.
Max Krieg right next to the scoring ribbon in the black shorts, no shirt. He currently sits in second place ahead of Ty Jenkins in the gray shorts. Sprague is now through 2 of his 3. He's got 10 seconds left. He can get through this. And Sprague makes the touch. And he will start on the rower with 20 calories, or does he have 1 left?
No. Sorry, I was holding my hand up because I was excited to say something, is that him finishing all of it to get an opportunity to finish here, what does he not have to do now from rig to rower that he gets a free pass on? Transition. So now he doesn't have to race to the rower where he was going to lose time to save time. And God, he looks, maybe this is just a game face, but he just looks like he's warming up for this. If he's gonna finish this in the 3rd set, he's gonna have to really push the pace and push the transitions.
Well, now you start talking about business decisions. 13:40 is the top time. Does he even need to do that at this point?
No, he does not. And honestly, I think he wants to. I think he still can and not ruin the rest of his weekend. But you're right, Sean. Get the 100 points as, honestly, where you're at, as relaxed as you want to, because these guys aren't 3 reps back. They're 3 rope climbs back. That's almost 30 to 45 seconds, depending how fast these guys can do them. And no one's done the row faster than James. No one's done the wall ball shots faster than James. And no one has climbed the rope faster than James.
It's pretty tight behind Sprague here for second place. Krieg and Matthew are the leaders in that battle. But Jenkins, Koski, Hatfield, Jukic, and Vellner are all very much in the mix. Krieg back to the rower, just ahead of Nick Matthew. Matthew on the right side, Krieg on the left. And now here comes Ty Jenkins.
James looks very relaxed. He's only got 2 cals left.
Koski and Hatfield to the rower for their set of 20 calories, and now 20 wall balls for James Sprague.
And this answers your question, Sean. We're walking to the ball. We know we got it. I'm going to be aggressive. Maybe see, and honestly, here's the this is where you try new things. If I'm going to get the 100 points, let's see how hard I can push it. Let me give myself some confidence that I can row hard, hang on to the ball, do quick rope climbs.
This is a dominant performance from our defending Gymreapers Wodapalooza champion. I mean, James Sprague is just putting on an absolute show here for these fans. And that time from heat number 1 for Ilya Moskalenko of 13 minutes and 40 seconds, not gonna last. There goes Matthew, who has separated himself a little bit from Max Krieg. He was the first man off the rower, but Krieg's in his back pocket, and Ty Jenkins is done as well. And now Sprague taking plenty of time. He's already got 1 rope climb down in the set of 2.
Smart.
And he will make the touch. Back to the rower for 10 final calories for James Sprague. We got a minute left. Vellner, meanwhile, just getting off the rower.
Well, now we start to see he's been holding it in for for 10 minutes, and we finally got the first grimace on his face. But man, James finishing 2 rope climbs in the set of 40, finishing the whole set of 30 and 3 in the second interval, and now back to the wall.
He only has 11 reps left, and he's got to get across the finish line. So he could finish this set of wall balls.
He could finish the event and just not run across the finish line. I mean, he still has to run across the finish line, but.
Final 5 reps on this set of 10 for James Sprague. Matthew, Krieg, Hatfield, and Jenkins all neck and neck for second place. So Sprague's got 1 rope climb, and then he can walk across the finish line. Maybe stop and take some pictures with the fans here and still win the event. So 90 points are still up for grabs here, because the next best time after Sprague wins this thing is 13 minutes 40 seconds, and you can see how tight it is behind him. Only 4 reps separate Matthew from Vellner.
And it looks like Matthew got his 2 rope climbs, so he'll be starting on the rower. Jenkins and Krieg, Hatfield have 1 rope climb to go. There's not a lot of room or a lot of time to catch up left, but if these guys want an opportunity, they're just going to have to, absolutely send the pace.
5 seconds before we start the the 4th and final 3-minute interval, and it's going to be 1 rope climb and a run to victory for James Sprague. James Sprague on day 1 goes 2 for 2. 12 minutes, 13 seconds unofficially for James Sprague. And now it's going to be a slugfest for second place. Nick Matthew was the first man to the rower, now done with his 10 calories.
Matthew should be good, but Jenkins, Hatfield, Krieg. Actually, it's going to come down to Jenkins and Hatfield.
Hatfield's done, as is Jenkins and Krieg at the same time. So now this is the fight for 3rd behind Nick Matthew, who's looking to lock up 2nd place in the heat and in the event, pick up 90 points. These are the 3 fighting here for 2nd or for 3rd place behind that man. Now Matthew taking a break, going right to the final rope climb, makes the touch. So Nick Matthew locking up a 2nd place finish in the event. Max Krieg and Austin Hatfield on the rope at the same time. Hatfield's off first, Krieg off second, Jenkins off third. It's a foot race to the finish line, and Hatfield is going to slide across. Oh man, it's going to be close between Jenkins and Krieg. We're going to have to wait for the official score on that one. Here comes Luka Jukic across. But Hatfield, Jenkins, and Krieg all tied at 13-18. And remember, there is chip timing that extends out to 100th of a second, so that's going to decide who wins that battle for 3rd place. Koski's in, and now Vellner is across. Everybody finishing well inside the cap, but that man, James Sprague, absolutely demolishes this event.
This is an event that got released early. And if you give James time to strategize and optimize a game plan for 3 movements that fits his skill set and his ability really well, that was a perfectly executed to the letter event by James Sprague.
Okay, we say this all the time as we're going to watch the replay here. You know, you can't win an event in the opening round, but you can lose it. The opposite was true here. James Sprague won this in the first 3-minute interval.
We were waiting to see something like this for 4 heats, and James Sprague comes out, gets 2 rope climbs in the first 3 minutes, wasting no time, and from there on out, it was clear sailing. Now, it wasn't easy. He had to put in the work, but his ability to hold the pace on the rope, keep unbroken on the wall ball shots, be aggressive on the rope, got him the win here for event 2 at Gymreapers Wodapalooza. 2
events, 2 wins for James Sprague. 12 minutes, 11 seconds. Now in the battle for that 3rd place spot, Hatfield by 0.6 of a second over Jenkins, who edges out Krieg by a 1/10.
Man.
Let's send it down to Bella Martin, who is with your defending champion and the man who sweeps the opening 2 events here at Gymreapers Wodapalooza.
James, back-to-back events has to feel good. We knew about this workout a long time ago. It had very similar movement patterns to 26.3. How did you approach that physically and mentally, knowing that there was not a lot of time in between the 2?
Totally. They call it Squatapalooza for a reason. You know you're going to be using your legs. You know, me and my coach are really strategic on how we attack approaches for certain competitions, and knowing we're going to start with that much intensity with the open, just maximizing the recovery period we just had, and definitely just credit it to my team around me and Lord, my Savior, who's given me strength to sustain these hard challenges.
Something that I want to give you credit for, not only were you always ahead of the pace of the previous time to beat, but there was a certain point that you dropped the hammer even further. When did you decide you might try to go for it in 3 intervals? You had 1 rope climb left in the final 4th.
Yeah, for sure. I think there's a balance between like breaking the chain with your competitors and then being stupid, right? Like if you're far enough ahead, save the energy as much as you can. We have a big day tomorrow. I mean, we got 3 really aggressive tests. I would argue the test in the morning is probably the most grueling and difficult of the whole weekend. So if you can save a little bit of energy, it's a huge blessing to be able to do that.
James, it's a pleasure and it's an honor. Great job.
Thank you so much, Bella. Thank you guys for watching. Come on, thank you so much, Bella.
James Sprague, 2 events, 2 wins, and 200 points. He is 30 points clear of Austin Hatfield. Nick Matthew now clinging to 3rd place, just 2 points up on Ty Jenkins. And how about Ilya Moskalenko? Solid day 1 for him. Currently sits in 5th place overall.
Oh, you think about Moskalenko's skill set, it's a pretty good day for him tomorrow. So those guys on the podium, keep an eye over your shoulder for Ilya.
And we are officially underway now. 1 day in the books here at Gymreapers Wodapalooza. We started with an open announcement, and we finished with a dominant performance from our defending champion. A lot more coverage presented by U.S. Border Patrol tomorrow as we continue to work our way through the biggest fitness festival in the world for Bella Martin and Chase Ingram and our entire hard-working crew here in Miami. I'm Sean Woodland. We will see you back here tomorrow for day 2 of Gymreapers Wodapalooza.